to. We need to talk.
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 Welcome back to We Talk episode 97. I'm host Mr. KOA alongside
Top boy.
Miss Crazy Asian.
Miss Crazy Asian. Are Asians crazy?
I'm back.
Are Asians actually crazy?
Yes.
Or just you? Are you the type of crazy?
No. Koreans are.
Oh, Korean specifically.
Well, like if we're looking at the East Asian women, Koreans are right up there.
What makes you crazy?
Well, I'm not crazy anymore.
Oh, we just got the name. It's the branding now.
Yes.
Now,
Branding.
I used to be crazy.
So now you're a fraud.
Yeah.
When are you going to change your name?
It's going to be Miss Stable
It's too
Asian.
much now.
Miss Stable Asian. That's what it's going to be.
It's just
Do you ever thought about changing your username?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
what
All
would
the
it be?
time.
If you're to change it.
I probably
People know it now, so you're probably like,
somewhere in the lines of like my Korean name or not my English name. Just something
What's
Korean.
your Korean name? I don't know your Korean name.
Chungmi.
Chungmi?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
JUNG-MI.
But it's pronounced Chung?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you go by Jenny.
Yes.
I always wonder, how do people come up with their English name?
Oh, mine was given to me by the judge when I became a Canadian citizen.
Is that how it always is?
Yeah.
Or is it?
No.
Not always.
Back then.
Okay.
Back then it was, they look at your Korean name and if it's too hard to pronounce, they'll most likely just give you
Just
an
a
English
random name?
Yeah.
Like they have a sheet? Like you go like this?
I don't know.
That's wild.
White people.
Yeah.
You're going to be Jenny.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Do you have to agree or disagree?
I don't know if my parents.
Oh, you're a kid. You're
You're too young to
8
remember.
years old when I remember being in the courthouse
Yeah.
and the courtroom and seeing the judge and raising my hand and saying the oath and everything, but I don't remember anything about.
Do you know how fucked up that whole scenario even seems? You come into the country and they're like, I don't really like pronouncing your name, so we're gonna go with Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they do that. People do that here all the time.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, I'm just going to call you Bobby.
Yeah.
For my comfort.
For my comfort.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Exactly
What?
that. My dad, my mom, my brother, and I got English names,
Oh,
and then
okay.
my sister was born here, so we got to pick out her name.
Yeah.
So are they all white English names?
Yep.
Who has the worst name in your opinion?
Me.
Jenny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jenny. Run, Jenny,
oh, Forrest Gump,
run.
Jenny? Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Jenny. Is it actually Jenny or Jennifer?
No, Jenny. On
It's
my Canadian.
actually Jenny.
Yeah, on my Canadian
those
citizenship,
fuckers.
passport, everything.
They didn't even give you a Jennifer. Just
No, I know.
it's actually Jenny.
So when
That's
I was
wild.
younger, those little plaque things
Yeah.
at tour stops that you can find.
Yeah.
None of them.
You can
have
never
Jenny
get one.
because they're all Jennifer.
Oh, I could never get one.
That's true too.
I could never get one. My mom
Yeah,
gave me a
but
random
you're
name.
not a white name.
That's true.
Jenny, she should get her fucking plate.
Yeah. That's true.
Exactly.
So Jenny, how was your Valentine's Day?
It was okay. It was alone.
So are we all single?
Yes.
Yes.
What did we do for our single Valentine's Day?
I masturbated.
Bring the mic a little closer and say that a little closer to the mic. Actually, though, so I can hear you. What did you do on your
I masturbated
single Valentine's Day?
4 times.
4?
I watched porn and masturbated 4 times.
Gotta do what you gotta
Yo,
do.
yours is better than mine.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
I did fuck all yesterday. Nothing. Actually, I ordered myself Red Lobster.
Nice.
I'm a big shrimp connoisseur.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. So I got some Red Lobster. Still leftovers in the fridge. I'm about to eat when I get back. And then I just chilled.
Yeah.
I got a couple random DMs, people, professing their love for me out of nowhere.
Excellent.
I was like, today's the day you want to just slide in and say, I've been following you for so long. And let me just actually read one of these.
No fucking way.
You think
Actually?
Okay.
Yeah.
You think I'm playing?
Bet. Here's the
You
receipt.
think I'm playing? All right. Yesterday at 9:34 p.m. Hey, I know this is extremely random and you don't know me from a hole in the wall, but I'm just going to be honest and tell you I've had a crush on you for years. Since your office job.
Wow.
I fly in and out of Toronto a lot, and I've seen you downtown once a couple years ago, but never had the courage to approach you, and you had a girl at the time. I hope this doesn't sound creepy at all, but it's 2021 and life's short. So I'm shooting my shot, regardless if you're interested. Hope you're doing well, And hopefully I'm not stepping on any toes if you are seeing someone now. LOL. So I responded as a nice person. I couldn't let someone write all that and say nothing. I couldn't. I
say nothing.
I mean, I used to, but I'm like, now that like I'm more known now, I'm like, I don't want to just do that.
Be
like
that
I don't have to respond, but I'm like,
for sure.
I know it takes a lot, especially for women to write something like that.
It doesn't take us a lot. Trust me.
Hey, maybe some do.
Okay, but go on.
So I go, wow, you definitely seen it all. I'm like, I appreciate you having the courage to reach out. I'm not seeing anyone, but I respect you for sending this.
Okay.
That's a nice.
Years though.
Is that nice?
And she chooses now to say something.
Literally yesterday. February 14th, 2021.
Since you had an office job. That's been years.
Since I had an office, that's been 4 years. But February 14th, 2021 was the day you felt compelled. And it's 2021. Life is short. I need to let him know today.
Okay.
Was that a polite curve? I was nice.
That was nice. I liked it.
That was decent.
Yeah.
It was definitely decent. You didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I'm just like, if I'm in your position, I'm annoyed getting that message.
Oh, of course.
I'm genuinely annoyed because I'm like, you could have done this the day after and I wouldn't have been annoyed. But you did it on Valentine's Day. You chose Valentine's Day.
So
why?
Specifically.
You chose this day?
100%.
Okay.
Like, don't do this.
100%. She was going through the day single.
Realized going through the day single.
Realize who should I try with today?
Yeah.
MR.KOA.
When you get messages like that, both you guys, do you guys feel like they're just going through the roster and kind of doing that
Depends on the person.
1 out of 10 will respond and maybe...
Depends on the person.
Okay.
I feel like you can tell someone's character like I'm like, you do this versus like, I could tell you're actually a shy person and like, you know what I mean? I've learned enough that I can go to someone's page and be like, you're probably not someone who really sends stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Me and Ryan have different lives, bro. When it comes to women, like,
we do have different lives.
I think, and we'll get into it later, but women don't really go on my DMs like that because I think a lot of them think that I'm still in a relationship,
that's
or they just see the way that I kind of move on social media. They have no clue like what's up. So unless I kind of say something that lets these girls know, oh, like, this guy's single, then the energy like changes very quickly. He's
been posting traps. I don't know why he's tripping. Like they don't know by now. This man is posting videos in his room with music playing.
What do you mean videos in my room?
The lights on low.
That's crazy.
In his story.
That's crazy.
He's flexing in the corner doing his stretching routine. The girls know you're single, bro.
No, I don't want your opinion. Can I say something?
The girls know you're single, bro.
Can I say something? Why is it? Like,
Go ahead.
Okay, so as a dude who fucking is in shape, okay, let's just put it that way. When I'm in shape, anything that I do, me stretching is considered a first trap.
Yes.
Why?
Why is your shirt off?
My shirt wasn't off. What are you talking about?
I mean, they thought it was.
What are you talking about?
Mind, they think it is.
Why are you in bare feet?
Because I'm in my home. What are you talking about?
Sexual.
That's sexual?
To women.
No, it's not. Jane.
It takes a lot. Takes a lot for a man to be in bare feet on camera.
Some women
in my own crib.
Argue it.
In my own crib?
Yeah.
If you guys weren't here, I'd be barefoot right now.
No, it's not about it being your own crib. It's about it being shown on camera.
Well, why? I don't have bad feet.
No, I'm not. It's not about how bad your feet are. It's just a comfort level to be bare feet, nude on the foot. It makes
Ryan, I want to fight you, bro.
It makes women feel like, oh, like
the nude on the foot.
It makes them feel sensual. It makes them feel sensual. It makes them feel like they can connect with you.
Because I'm barefoot?
Yes.
Jenny, don't co-sign this.
Jenny,
the barefoot thing is a little odd.
Jenny,
but
go ahead.
I will say,
bring the mic up a little closer.
For the thirst trap feeling that you get, or that you sense that people think that's what you're doing, it is because you're a fitness guy. Doesn't matter if you're standing right in that corner taking a shit with your shirt off, it's still thirst trapping because you're a fitness guy. Does that make sense? It comes with the title. It comes with the territory. It comes with the job. It's funny
because this fitness shit is just my side hustle. It's not even my full-time thing. I think if I really leaned into being like a fitness guy, it might be a little bit different.
Nope.
It won't
would just be worse.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But not different.
No, it'd be worse. That's different than what it is now. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
I know that actually. I know that it would.
Hey.
And I'm choosing not to.
So don't pretend like you don't know what it is.
So now when it comes to DMs on why you feel like you don't get the kind of DMs that he gets, it's because Ryan, on your page, it's very discussion based. You're talking to the people.
Right.
You're asking them questions, their opinions. So they will slide in your DMs, whether it be flirtatious
As a conversation,
as a
even.
conversation starter. Whereas yours is very like photography, video, fitness.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not inviting people to be like, hey, come into my
Come talk to me.
DMs. And
Yeah. And like the type of people I would actually like to slide in my DMs, they don't.
So why don't you slide in theirs?
I could.
Yeah, Zamora.
Yeah.
I could.
Zamora's shy though.
That's what you think. Yeah, that's what you think. Like,
So why'd you slide in?
because honestly,
Yes.
I just don't. I'm a very nonchalant kind of guy. And I know that cheeses some women in particular, but it's like, we talked about it the other week. I like putting things in their court. It's like, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, but it's like, you let me know when you're
yeah,
ready.
but there is no court yet if you don't reach out.
No, and it's not, that's only the ones I'm interested in.
That's what I'm saying. So
when I say I don't get the DMs from the girls that I like, I'm really being kind of an asshole and saying that
You should come to me.
no. The girls that do like often DM me,
Right.
I have no interest.
No,
in.
I got that.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
she's asking, why aren't you going to DMs of the girls you do want?
Yeah.
Why aren't you? He's shy.
No, because I'm not. I'm generally just not rushing it. Like,
It's not a rush.
But if you never do it, it's never going to happen.
but I'm
Jenny,
not. I'm not.
talk to him.
But I'm not struggling though. That's what I'm saying.
It's not about the struggle.
I'm not struggling, but what I'm saying is just like, I don't feel the need to have to go into the DMs.
Okay.
Like, if I'm not having trouble in that area, is what I'm saying.
But you're also not getting the one you want.
Yeah, but I think the bottom line is like, if
You can get women.
yeah,
That's
all the
fine.
things that I want, I don't want to be too greedy, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So would
Okay.
you say that what you're capable of getting with this attitude and perspective is at the same caliber of the women that you aren't going for?
That's a tough one.
Because like we like as men, like, and you're attractive and confident, whatever, like you're gonna get women that you're like, oh yeah, I'm attracted to. This is easy, or this is whatever, or calm, or just happen naturally, whatever. Or are those interactions that happen naturally or fall in your lap or whatever, are those at the caliber that you're like, whoa, like, yo, I'm really glad this happened? Or it's kind of like,
Let's see what
cool with
happens.
this
Let's
happening.
go.
Yeah, it's honestly been a bit of both,
right?
In both categories. I was talking to someone about this last night.
Yeah.
Right? Like, part of my problem right now being single is the way that I operate while being single is very different to what a lot of women are used to. So I'll explain. Like, because, I turn 29 next month. I've been in a relationship like 8 out of the last 9 years. So I kind of operate I just by nature do things that some women would consider very like relationship-y or like boyfriend.
While you're single?
While I'm single. I'm not saying that
You're not leading them on or nothing like that.
Not leading anyone on.
Normal behavior.
My intentions are clear.
Yeah.
But it's like, for example, I've never been the type to, say, hey, like, just hit a girl up out of the blue, say, come over and fuck, and then like kick rocks. You know what I mean? Like that's not been my dynamic in terms of sex in the last like 9 years.
Yeah.
You're saying prior to now.
Prior to now.
But now it is.
It's a bit of both. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I got
both
you.
because things have happened in the last like couple of weeks where I'm just like, you know what? Like, I have to like operate very differently now, right? And I've had like very like in-depth conversations with like people in these situations, and I've been told by like some women that are just like, yo, like this is this is tough for me, like from their point of view. They're like, it's tough for me because I know this situation isn't serious, but like, you're not treating me like some of these other guys would.
Like you're treating me too nice.
That's essentially what it is. But I'm just like,
They're complaining that you're treating them too nice.
See, and this,
no, I know why though.
And this is,
it's because they're basically. I know why you're confused, but I know why they're saying that.
But, and the other thing too is like, most of these girls are just used to dealing with guys who like are just kind of like shut up, fuck boy. Like there's no like decency there kind of thing. For me, my whole mentality is like, if I actually want to sleep with you, then on some level, I'm obviously going to treat you with like a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Right. But they're used to dealing with guys where they know I'm going to go over, we're going to fuck. And then
that's
it.
So Jenny, what essentially what's happening is they'd actually prefer guys to do what they normally do.
Okay.
Because what Zamora is doing is making it difficult for them to not like him.
Yeah.
But
The more
wouldn't the girl, if she agreed to come hang out with you,
They all
Absolutely.
agree.
then
It's not about agree.
there's some sort of level of
Yes.
respect, like mutual.
Of course, but at the same time, if you're trying to keep a standard or keep a type of relationship with somebody, but they're doing things above and beyond in your mind, above and beyond, they start to like those things, and they're like, I don't want to like this guy.
I don't want to fall for
Based
this
on what
guy.
he told me, I can't fall for this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
I'm not
So
supposed to. He told me
Yeah.
this is what it is, but he's doing shit that's making me like him.
So as a result of this, like this understanding or like realization, I just like I don't really get myself in any of these situations. I don't at all. Like it's not like I'm out here like that. I just don't, because I know that where it could lead. So I kind of just like remove myself from the situation before it even starts.
Right.
Because you can tell, like you'll hear like certain things that they say.
Like I know this is going.
So I'm not trying to go down this road. I don't want you to fucking like dislike me over this bullshit. Like I just try to avoid it altogether. So if I see it, I'm just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
How's dating been for you?
How do we date?
You tell me.
Nothing. I've nothing.
Listen, I think
I can't meet people. I can't go on a date. And also I haven't gone on a date with a Toronto man in like 7 years.
Were you dating out of town? Out of
Yeah,
state?
he was out of town.
Out of town, country?
Oh no, out of
Country.
country. Yeah, in the States.
Okay.
And so during lockdown, how do you meet
You
someone?
can't even get there.
No, you can't.
dude, I think dating during quarantine, COVID, whatever the fuck the situation is like a terrible idea.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason why is because things are escalated way too fast. There's not much to do.
Yeah.
If it's the summer or the weather was better, it'd be very different. But when it's the winter, I'm sorry, I'm not going for walks with you.
No.
In the cold. That only happened like maybe 1 or 2 times.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's not, I can only do that so many times. So then it's like, okay, what else can we do? You can either come to mine or I can go to yours. And typically
that will lead to sex.
if
If
this
you're
shit,
in my crib.
if this shit if this situation wasn't in existence, there'd be a lot of steps
We could do
before you even get to my
here.
crib.
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Before I bring you to my crib, there's a lot
Now
of
it's just by
steps.
default. This is
Yeah.
the only place I
Now
can
it's by
kind of
default. So now we're
Right.
here. What do? We play fucking games. We drink.
look at each other and pretend like we're not trying to fuck. Let's pretend. Let's
Let's just pretend
let's
that
do
that's
this
not what
for
we
a
want to
couple
do.
hours.
Yeah.
So it's not right away.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then when it happens,
Now what?
because I've talked to people in this exact situation, right? Because I just talked about how like I'm aware of where it could go, so I'm like, I'm trying to avoid it. But then you have people who go through with it, and it's like, all right, now I kind of dug myself into this
Where do we
hole.
go from here?
Where do we go from here? What's the establishment of this? Like, who knows? Like,
I actually don't know you yet,
yeah.
Yeah.
but I fucked you.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's almost like you instantly become boyfriend, girlfriend then.
It would
In a
be,
way.
yeah, it would be better if people were just very open and said, listen, it's COVID. I am lonely sexually. Like I am not, it sounds funny, but it's true.
It's very
Yeah.
true.
I haven't had sex with someone in months.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to get my rocks off.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
And if you were very open about that and say, look, I know this is escalating. Obviously we have a connection here
Right.
physically.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. but you have people talking about, oh, I don't know if we should date because of like COVID, like and all this stuff. You're in my crib. What are you talking about? Like, I'm at your crib. What are you talking about? Stop lying. Like, be honest with what you want.
One thing I've noticed, like the last, like I've not met, but I've engaged with like multiple people like the last couple months, just conversations and stuff, whether it be online or a couple dating apps or something like that. And I would say the last, let's say 10 women, the last 10 women I've had like a conversation with haven't lasted more than 1 day.
Of conversation?
Of conversation.
Oh. I could see that.
Women are boring. A lot of the women are boring.
What do you mean women? Like, pardon?
I mean, like, not all women in the world, but I mean, like, a lot of women are boring. Like, a lot of women don't actually come with anything right now. And it's like, this time is exposing that.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty, I got it. You're this, or okay, you do all this stuff. But like, because we can't do anything, go anywhere, and we don't really know where anything's going to really lead, it's dating per se is very conversation based right now. And it's like, hold a convo. Like,
you can't even do that.
Need you to hold a convo. There actually is no excuse. We can't plan a date. We can't like strictly hold a conversation. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
You ask me about me, I ask you about you. Cool. Okay, cool. So let's hold a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like a lot of women have nothing. I'm sure the same thing. I'm sure it happens on men's side. I'm just saying, from my experience, I'm sure guys don't have anything either. But from my experience, a lot of women, like the last 10 conversations I've had, is like, oh, this is cool. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, all right. And I'm just like, I'm out of here. Like, and I just leave it because I'm like, and I know for a fact I could easily lead this conversation and keep it going, but I don't want to do. You don't want
to do the work.
And I know if I don't lead this, it's gonna die, and it does. The last time, I'm like, if I don't lead this,
all through texting.
Yeah, texting. Most texting.
Have you done like
a couple FaceTimes, but even FaceTime sometimes it's like
it's really boring still.
It's not that it's boring. It's kind of like
it's just not leading to anything. It's not engaging you.
FaceTime has to be something that is literally constantly engaging.
Yes.
It can't just be, there can't be any dead spots on the FaceTime.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just, it can't be. Like,
FaceTime is really great after you've met the person and if you think it's good.
Yeah.
Right.
But if it's like an introduction thing, it's weird. It can be very weird.
Strange sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. What were you gonna say?
Well, like, do you think that is a generational thing? Like your age group, younger girls, younger women, that they just don't know how to hold a conversation.
Very possible.
Like literally don't know how.
I mean, my age group is between like 26 to 33.
Yeah.
Right. And those are the people I've been talking to. And it's like, yeah, like either they don't know what to talk about or they're so used to conversation being led by the other person.
Okay.
And if they're not led, it's like, I don't know where to go for. And I kind of,
plus the distractions of the outside world of going to dinner or walks or whatnot.
And I know myself, like, especially now, like, I know I'm doing it on purpose, but I'm purposely trying to let them lead something.
Yeah.
So I'm almost like giving them the opportunity to be like,
say something.
And they're literally waiting for me. I'm like, really? If you can keep waiting for me, this is not going to work. I'm telling you. At any given point, I can lead the conversation for 3 hours. I can always come up with stuff to talk about.
Sure.
But I can do that with anybody. I don't want to just do that. Especially if I'm just trying to get to know you. I'm like, I'm literally giving you the opportunity to lead something. And they drop the ball.
Hey, don't do it, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you?
What was the question?
Have you been dating during
COVID?
Yeah. Or talking
I
to
guess,
people,
yeah.
getting to know people?
Yeah, I have. Like, in, you know, like we'll go into like my whole situation later with like the breakup and everything. But yeah, I have. Like, I've quite honestly put it like this. I have noticed how different people's energy has been towards me since living on my own. And like, some people realizing I'm not in a relationship, some people seeing like the type of work that I do now, all this type of stuff. So, you know, I've definitely been like entertaining conversations and all this type of stuff. But once again, like dating during COVID, I think it is weird. And I think everyone who's doing it knows it's weird. Because what's going to happen when summer comes around and if things are back open? Maybe not in full capacity. What's going to happen? Like, are people going to say, oh, now I have all these distractions. Like,
Yeah.
you were good during the winter months, you know?
You're just holding space during that time.
So are we just holding space? Like, what is this really? I'd be too scared to
I
get.
feel like that's every single person though. Like
Yeah.
when you're single, not
Yeah.
in a relationship during the winter,
Yeah.
you find someone just to hold place.
Yeah, I mean, they call it
I've
the
noticed
cuffing
that.
season, right? And then
Exactly.
and like you and I talked about this before. Like Ryan and I always had a habit of getting into relationships in the summer.
Yes.
In the summer.
In the summer, which
Okay.
is
The
like
time
what
when
you're not
most people-
supposed to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
single. But it's like, if it just works, it just works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, you know,
Definitely date in the summer.
yeah.
When you're like, oh, you're supposed to be single. It's like, this is always when I find someone in the summer.
In the summer.
And I'm like, oh,
'Cause you're
okay.
dating and you're like, oh, I found you. Like,
Yeah.
I can stay with you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's actually like, so yeah, I've entertained stuff, gone on a few dates, but I'm actively avoiding dating right now. Like I'm actually avoiding getting into a relationship.
Because you want to stay single for a while because of the breakup?
Yes, that's a part of it, and it's because I know that there's some things I need to understand first
Okay.
before getting into any
About a woman
yourself?
or yourself or
about myself.
Okay.
And you know, like my last relationship actually left me jaded, if I'm being totally honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, it left me very jaded. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad to hear.
I mean,
I don't
it's
like
life.
hearing people
It's life.
be jaded from a relationship.
No, it's
because
life.
I'm such a big love person
Yeah.
that it
No.
shouldn't leave you jaded.
So here, okay. We'll just go into it now. That's what
What
we'll do.
happened?
So
I'm about to loosen my durag for this.
yeah, I think okay, so I think
I need to get comfy.
yeah, I think for any story, like context is super important,
Yes.
right? You know, we dated for 3 years, and I would say that for like a year and a half, I truthfully do not think I was as good as a boyfriend as I could have been. Right? Like when we were breaking up, I remember her saying to me, what did she say? She said, I feel like when we first started dating, I was ready to be in a relationship, and I don't know if you were ready to be single yet, not be single. So at the time, it's not like I was, you know, sleeping with other women, like on the low, but up until like I started going to therapy, like after my brother passed and like figuring out some other shit, my relationship with women was like super weird in the sense that like, and we talked about this on the previous podcast, like I would generally like entertaining flirting with other women, knowing that I was never going to sleep.
While in a relationship?
Yeah. Yeah. Knowing
What
that
about your kicks off of that?
and I'll explain why. So knowing that I was never going to sleep with these women, I would flirt with other women. And it's fucked up. Like it actually is. It's fucked up that I would do this.
Wait, hold on. Define flirting for you though.
It's not about for me, because the reality is if your partner says,
No, they
I don't
can-
like this.
No, I get it, but I'm saying, what were you like? What is
What's
flirting?
your context
What
of
is flirting
flirting?
for you? Like
Yeah.
whatever they deem flirting is, they can be mad about whatever they want to be mad about. But I'm saying like,
What was
for you,
your
like,
version of flirting?
Like, are you see a girl that's pretty, like, yo, double tap, hit sign the DMs,
No, like,
like
if a girl was telling me she was into me, I would like play into it.
say what? Like me too?
Sure, I would say that she's like good looking. I would just play
Yeah.
into it. I don't need
You would
to like.
entertain
I would
conversations.
entertain it. Like
Right.
you get it,
Yeah.
right? Bottom line is it
You
wasn't
just wouldn't
good.
cross the line, but you would go
Yeah.
as far as that line.
Yeah. And it's like it was a repeated problem. You know, like she would tell me like this is an issue and I'd fix it and then it would come back. Right. And something I realized honestly is like a lot of like fuckboys know what they're doing, but they don't know why. Like why they're doing it.
I'm glad that you
Okay.
used that word because
Yeah. And
that's
it's-
what I wanted
yeah.
to call you right now.
No, it is.
Chinese is rating.
No, it is. And
Yeah, I
it's
got
like
you.
that's what I was. Like
Yeah.
context is very important. Right? Like I know that I could have been way better in this relationship. And, you know, circumstances happened after my brother passed, you know, we went to therapy. We went to couples therapy, and then I started doing some therapy on the side for myself, right? Trying to understand like shit that was going on with me, right? So you have to remember, up until like the point of my brother passing, there was like one thing after another happening in our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it was either bullshit that I was doing or like just like petty regular relationship arguments, but a lot of it was like me doing bullshit that she did not like. Right. And then there'd be like family stuff, like things happening with her family or things happening with mine. So it was just one thing after another, so that she could never like process the previous thing before the next thing would come. Right. So my brother passes, I go to therapy, and I'm like, okay, like I need to like start unpacking some of this shit and figuring out like what the fuck's going on. When I go to therapy, I basically realized that, why the relationship I had with women was the way that it was. Right. I've actually never like said this publicly, but like my close friends know, but basically when I was like an early teenager, I don't remember what it is that I did. I did something really stupid at school, right? My parents got so fucking mad at me, right? And I remember my mom like telling me I was an ugly person for whatever I did. Okay. Like, and she was like, and I remember we've talked about it since, but she was just like, you're an ugly person, like physically too. That's what she said to me, like how I looked.
So and it wasn't just the inside of.
And I like, I must have internalized this. Yeah. I definitely, because I remember it, like I can remember it vividly happening, but I internalized it. And then you've heard me talk on this podcast. So like, I don't know how to like talk to women. Like, but it's weird. Like people will tell me I'm cute or attractive, but like I literally could not see myself that way up until I moved out. Until I'm on my own. Right? Like this is real shit.
Like you're actually like, oh shit, like I am.
Like I really couldn't. But the point is like, because of that incident, I know some people might think that's bullshit, but like literally because of that incident, I really think I was always like seeking validation from women. You know what I mean? Like, so even though I could be in a relationship and know I'm not going to sleep with you, I liked knowing. I was like, oh, okay, like
you're into me.
You're into me. Like that actually that makes me feel good.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is hella problematic when you're in a relationship.
Of course.
Yes.
Right. And I didn't realize any of this shit back then. So I'm saying like, you can tell someone till you're blue in the face. Like, I don't like why you're doing this. But if that person doesn't understand why they're even doing it, it's going to continue happening. Right. So, you know, that was like the crux of the bullshit that I was putting my ex through. But like, it just led to so many other things. Right. Like just me having inappropriate conversations with girls. Like it was fucked. Right. And by this point, I realized like, oh, like I'm like, fuck, like I have so much shit to work on. So I start doing that. Right? I start doing the work.
Okay.
And, you know, she acknowledges all that by this point. Right. So basically,
get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah. Basically, we went to Montreal to like Igloo Fest to see K-Chanada perform. Myself and like a whole group of our friends, right? We get there, and by this point, like our relationship was being a little weird. She said, in hindsight, after the situation happened, and I'll explain, she said that, you know, she felt that during that trip, I was being like very different towards her, right? I didn't feel that way. Maybe my body is projecting something else, but I remember telling her like, hey, I'm going to Montreal with all my friends. I want you to come. We're going to go see K-Chanada. She was like, nah, I don't know, blah, blah. I was like, I'll fucking pay for you. You're my girlfriend. So she comes, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, of course I wanted you to be there. Like I paid for you to come. But apparently my energy was displaying something different. On the night that K-Chanada is performing, we're all at the Airbnb. We're all drinking, like pre-gaming. And, you know, I know she's getting a little lit, just like we all are.
Yeah.
No big deal. And we're walking to the venue. It's cold as fuck. The venue itself, literally, I wasn't prepared. I didn't know what to expect. And there was like thousands of people at this thing, and it's outside. This is pre-COVID, middle of winter. And it sounds terrible because you're outside in negative like 20-degree weather in Montreal, but because there's so many people packed together, it's warm. And everyone's dancing. So it was kind of sick. On the way to the fucking venue, she starts arguing with me, right? And, you know, I come to realize it's because she thought my energy was different and she was internalizing it. But she starts arguing with me, and my friends just keep walking ahead. Optically, the situation did not look good at all, because I'm this black guy arguing, not even arguing. I'm trying to like
diffuse
the situation with this smaller white girl in the middle of the street, right? And I'm like, okay, let me just try to diffuse this. I do what I can. Things get diffused.
Like you don't look like you're yelling at her.
Exactly, right? And once again, optically, it does not look good, right? Things are fine, whatever. We get to the venue, right? There's like, I don't know. Let's just say there's 8 of us. And we are walking through the crowd. K-Shana is about to perform. And the group is like, yo, let's get closer to the stage. So we all like hold hands and literally walking through like a huge crowd of people. Like it's shoulder to shoulder and you're trying to squeeze through all these people. I'm holding my friend's hand. Then I'm holding Chris's hand. And I see like my 2 other friends and I see my ex in the front. And I'm like, yo, is she leading the group right now? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, she should not be doing that because she's like
tiny little,
but she's also blackout. Like she's pretty much blackout by this point. Next thing I know, I look up and she's gone in the crowd.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Like she's disappeared in like thousands of people. I literally started like, I don't think I've ever been more
like panic.
Like talking about this now, like my heart is actually beating because I remember in that moment, I was so fucking like scared because I was like, first off, she's not from Ontario. She moved all the way here from the other side of the country. All her family's back home.
And drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going like through her mind right now, and she's gone. Can't find her. So I was literally looking for this girl for like over an hour. Like me and 2 of my other friends were looking for her for over an hour. It was so fucked up, man. Could not find this girl anywhere. And it's like, I don't even think I can properly paint a picture of like how crowded this place was. Cause like you would walk like 2 meters and look back and people that you just saw behind you were no longer there.
Pushed back,
my gosh.
It was like ants. Like it was so many people, bro.
Yeah.
So
and no phones are working, I'm assuming.
This is the thing. I had her phone.
Oh, you had
I
it.
had her phone because she was so
You didn't want to lose
she was
it.
so gone. I'm like, like, give me your phone. I don't want you to lose it.
Yeah. Oh.
That's me trying to be responsible.
Yeah.
It's
Good
fucking me
boyfriend,
over, right?
yes.
So an hour goes by and I go back to the front and they had portables, right? That they converted into like medical tents, I guess. And my boy's like, yo, she's in the medical tent. Okay, bet. So I go inside and when I get in there, I can hear this girl like yelling at the top of her lungs. And I look at the end and there's like 6 or 7 like paramedic security guards, like literally holding her down to the table, like being really aggressive with her, right? And she's got her lip is swollen because like one of the security people, which was a woman, got physical with her, right? So obviously you have to like think about her position here, right? I walk in, I see a bunch of men and like a couple other female paramedics holding her down really aggressively, and she's not having it because she's like not there mentally because drunk or whatever.
And she's panicking.
Yeah.
She's panicking. And I'm like, all right. I tell the person who's talking to me,
and she hasn't seen none of you guys for like an hour.
she hasn't seen none of us for an hour. So I say to her, like, I say to the paramedic who's talking to me, hey, like, I'm pretty sure that's my girlfriend over there. If you let me go over there, I should be able to help diffuse the situation, right? And they say, like, listen, like, we got to do some blood work because they don't think that she's just blackout. Like, they think she might have been drugged or something by this point. And I'm freaking out. It could have easily happened because she was gone for an hour. I don't know what happened to her. So I go over to the table. And remember, once again, optically, this looks bad because they're telling me they don't know for sure that I'm her partner yet.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm this black guy walking in. They think she's been drugged, right? And, you know, I'm like, yeah, let me just sort the situation out. So I go and talk to her. And I'm like, hey, like, let's try to sort the situation out. And she has no clue who I am. Like, she's looking at me, she does not know who I am. And it looks bad already in front of all these people around, right? And then, like, she says, I'm not going to repeat what she said.
Okay.
but she said like some super racist shit to me in that moment.
Oh no.
Right? And when she said that, like, and you have to,
Oh no.
when she said that, I remember like feeling the shock of the people around me. They were like,
because they all heard it.
Everyone heard it.
Yeah.
But by this point, like they heard what she said, then they immediately look at my reaction and they realize like, oh fuck, this guy is her boyfriend. Oh, based on my reaction to it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck. But in that moment, it was almost like, I don't know how to explain it. Like looking back, I almost feel like I blacked out in that moment because all I really cared about in that split second was, what are they gonna do to her? Right? Mm-hmm. Because I like, not to like disclose too much of her shit, when she was younger, she just has had bad experiences with paramedics, and she's like seen it in her family, what they do to people. So she's just like, I'm thinking about all these things, and I'm just like, fuck it,
how
like,
to get her out of that
how to get her out of that situation. We end up going to the hospital, and I spend the whole night with her there, right? And we were leaving Montreal the next day. So I remember the next morning she wakes up, you know, I don't think they pumped her stomach, but she was there, and obviously she's feeling like shit, right? And of course she doesn't remember everything that happened the night before. So there was 4 of us driving back home, and in the same car. I didn't have the conversation with her about what happened in the car. Of course.
Yeah. There's other people.
You know, we get back home, and then I have the conversation with her. Like, I let her know how I felt, how fucked up that was. And I'm just like,
did you tell her what she said?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Right. And she was fucking like, I've never seen her like more like mortified. It sounds really fucked up to say, but like she was almost, her reaction to it was almost the same as when she found out my brother passed.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But, you know, and this is, so Ryan knows, I haven't talked about this on the podcast or anything like this, right? And a large reason for it is because there's like so much trauma around that situation for me.
Yeah.
But I remember like, and this is why we do the show, because it's talking about relationships and shit. But I think like most people would have just been like, yeah, I'm done with the relationship. Rightfully so. Like I get that, right? I think if I was in a different, certain things didn't happen leading up to that night, I think I very much would have been the same way. Right. Okay. And I think, truthfully, I think what I was thinking was, all right, like this was something her and I dealt with for like the next month and a half. Because my issue was, you know, you said this shit, you need to figure out where this comes from. And like, we're already 3 months into this, 3 years into this relationship. Yeah. I'm like, you need to figure out where this comes from. Because whether or not like you and I don't continue dating, like this is still,
you can't project that somewhere else.
You can't project that somewhere else. I'm like, you need to like,
it's been internalized. It's been there.
Yeah.
It just happened to,
and it's like
that time.
In the 3 years that we were dating, like I can honestly, truthfully say, like I never like suspected that of someone like her. Yeah. But it happened. Yeah. Right. So I was like, you need to figure out where this shit came from. Right. On top of that, like me being the type of person that I am, I think because I had been spending, you know, some time trying to like understand my bullshit and work on it, I think I was lenient.
Okay.
Right. Which is like, I know for a lot of people it's fucked up, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to allow her to do the work and see where this goes. Right. So.
While still being together.
Yeah. But things were like very, very rocky. It's like we could have broken up like any day.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And there's just so many like fucking stupid factors, like her sticking around after my brother, like just all these things. It was just like, all right, like we're clearly very invested in this, but I need to know like what you're going to do to fix this. So then COVID hits, right? And we're together like all the time.
Yeah.
And by this point, like in my head, I'm thinking the relationship is getting better.
Okay.
Because, I'm not actually harping on this, that what happened in Montreal, because I've already had multiple discussions with you about it, what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. And you saw her doing the work?
I felt like I saw her doing the work, right? I'm sorry to say, I'm not like most women. I was not going to keep throwing that in her face with every argument, right? So I thought things were getting better during COVID. And then one day in the summer, like things just felt different. Like I couldn't put my finger on it, but her energy was like very different towards me, right? Meanwhile, she's telling me that like she's already acknowledged that all the bullshit that I had done in the past is like not relevant now.
Okay.
Right? Because I've changed.
Yeah.
Part of it is because, she thinks it's COVID. We're together all the time. I can't do any of the bullshit. Right. But then like when things open up, I'm still the same way. Yeah. Right. Because I'm like actually like learning this shit and I know not what to do. But one day in the summer, shit changes and things were different for like the next 2 months. And I could not put my finger on it. Why? I ended up confronting her about it. We have a conversation. It turns out that like, because of all this time that we just had to ourselves in COVID, she was like now able to process everything that had happened.
Okay.
In the past, like 2 years, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like any of the things that I put her through that she never previously got to process.
She had no distractions.
She had no distractions. She had to think about everything. Right.
Okay.
So because of that, she was just like, I don't know, like, she's like, I can literally see that you've made the changes, but I can't get over all these other things. Yeah. Right. Which I get.
Yeah.
I get it. Right.
You forgive, but you can't forget.
Yeah. And, that honestly, like, made me feel like very petty. Because in my head, I'm thinking, all right, like, I would understand what you said even more if I was still doing the bullshit. Right? Okay. But you've already acknowledged that you've seen me become this different person. Yeah. But you're harping on things from the past. Yes. I can't like tell you not to, but like that like made me feel a little weird. I was like, this is kind of fucked. Like, what's the point of putting in the work to change?
Exactly. If you don't think I'm changing.
No, if you know that I'm changing.
If you don't accept that I've changed.
Yeah, like that I've changed.
I know you changed, but I still feel that way.
I still can't get over this stuff in the past. Okay. So I was like, okay. And then I also, and then I had, my second thought was, hold on a second. You're telling me that like, you can't get over that? But I got over that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's another element of my brain that's like now becoming like more petty about the situation. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking?
The magnitudes are even comparable.
And I have to provide context right at that whole beginning because like I was not a saint in this relationship. Like I really wasn't in the beginning. I know that, right? But I put in the work and it's like weird. Like love is a choice. Like you don't, when you're fucking dating someone, unless you're married, you've had a conversation about being married,
you're choosing to do this every day.
This whole thing's a choice. Like, you know, I didn't like manipulate her to stay in the relationship. Like any of those things, she could have left at any point. She chose to stay in it because like maybe she saw something that could have worked. Maybe she felt the pressure of having moved from the other side of the country. There's so many factors that I have to acknowledge. I did not have to stay in the relationship after what happened in Montreal. Yeah, I chose to stay in it because I actually did see a future, and I was like, you know what, like, who am I to say I'm not gonna sit back, maybe distance myself, but who am I to say I'm not going to sit back and watch you do the work, go through the suffering the same way that you watch me do it? Yeah. If I'm just being fair, I understand magnitudes are different. Some people would say no, I get it. But at this point, I'm like, okay, this is like fucked. Like, this is like rattling me, right? And while all this is happening, most of my friends don't know this has happened because there's so many layers to this shit that happened, right? And, you know, super long story short, we get to a point where we realize like, yo, like this relationship isn't going to work because it's not fair to me if you know that I've done the work, I've changed, but you can't get over shit in the past. And it's not fair to her for me to like try and continue making this work.
Yeah.
So then we break up because of COVID. We're still living with each other, right? Which is like super weird at first, but like we weren't actually like the typical relationship. Like it was pretty normal. Like this guy would come over, do the podcast.
It's not intimate anymore.
It just wasn't intimate. It was like
more like a roommate.
We were like roommates.
Okay.
We literally were like roommates.
Okay.
You know, and to get to the final point of why I'm even talking about this, because when we broke up, there was this kind of notion that like, you know what, right now, this isn't it, right? Like, it's not for us. Let's actually like literally take time away from each other. See what happens some time from now.
Okay.
Right. We'll reconvene, I guess you could say, see how we feel by this point. So that was
break.
Yeah, that was kind of the agreement.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to say a break because like that means you're still dating, but like you just
literally separate.
Yeah, like, it was a little separation.
Yeah.
We're like separated, but like we're being mature about this because we both saw a future, right?
Okay.
After we made that, realization, I remember having another discussion with her. We're talking back and forth about everything, what it's like living on our own, blah, blah, blah. And she says, she's like, now that we're alone, like we're just thinking a lot about the relationship. And I remember specifically saying to her, like, hey, like, listen, there's no scenario, and it was hard for me to say because I still loved her, but I was like, there's no scenario in which we get back together if you haven't like dealt with that shit.
Yeah.
Like figured out why that was even a thing.
Yeah.
And she understood. Fast forward a few weeks, we have another conversation. And this time the tone has changed. She's talking to me and she says, obviously she probably listens to the podcast, when I'm on, but she's like, I think after thinking about things, I just realized that someone that like loves me wouldn't have put me through the shit that you did in the beginning. It's so funny watching your facial reaction to this because like that was my reaction. I'm like, what? Like, first off, another factor, she's significantly younger than me.
Yes.
So I'm like her first real relationship.
Okay.
And in comparison to like a lot of things that I know about relationships, I don't want to say the shit, it wasn't standard at all because it was fucked up, but it's like, I don't think you've ever been in like a real relationship. So you don't know like how troublesome this shit can be.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, I get that. But once again, I was like, I feel like you're invalidating all of the work that I did when you say that to me. Because it would only make sense if I was doing the bullshit up until we fucking moved separate ways.
You were dressed and I never stopped.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like
you said, hey, this is how I feel. And you're like, okay, cool. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
And never stopped, but you didn't.
Right? So I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I have to accept that. But I was like, have you done like any of the work around what you said to me?
Mm-hmm.
Like anything? And she's like, no. Like she said the word, she said that to me. That was her response.
No.
She said, I guess I haven't. And that was my only thing. That was my only
request.
That's my only request.
Only thing.
That was my only thing. I was like, that was it. So the moment I heard that, a flip just switched in my brain.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay.
All right, cool. We're done. Like,
it's like, I'm literally gonna be this guy now that you like, that you don't recognize, because I'm thinking, all right, like I did the work. What the fuck was the point of doing the work?
Yeah.
Right. You did this shit. I did the work because I thought you were worth it to do the work.
Yeah.
Outside of me just wanting to be a better person. Right. I wanted to be a better person. And then I did the work because I wanted to be better for you. You haven't done the only thing I asked, which lets me know
that you're not worth it.
That I'm not worth it.
That she did not see a future with you.
Whether
From that point on.
Yeah.
Right.
And if that was the case, cool. But like, you can't expect me to treat you the same way now.
Yeah.
Right. Because she's friends with all her exes. Like she dated one in the past. She's friends with all her exes. And I'm like, when she asked, like, is there a scenario that will happen with us? I remember my initial response was no. I was like, no. Like, this was like months ago. I was like, no, because I'm not friends with any of my exes. What are you talking about?
We're not even friends.
Yeah, I'm not friends with any of them. But when we separated, it was actually different with her. I wouldn't say I was friends, but we were super cordial.
It was possible.
It was possible.
Right.
Yeah.
That went out the fucking window the moment she said, no, I haven't done any of the work. So then like my brain started thinking about all these things. I'm like, yo, like the only reason I haven't talked about this is because I was so concerned about people's perception of her. You know, like
Understandable.
you know what I mean? Like I was essentially like protecting her.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Yes.
Right.
So what changed now?
What changed is I realized based on her statement, what she said to me, that like she doesn't deserve me protecting her.
Yeah.
I know
Fair.
it sounds
Very true.
I know it sounds super harsh, but it's like
It's not.
when
No, it's like you actually don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
that's what it was. Because this entire time, and like when I talk about the layers of the situation, there's so many fucking layers. Like I've been in so many interracial relationships. I see conversations online all the time, think pieces from people about like why they shouldn't happen or why they do happen, or like black men who date outside their race but like put black women down. Like I get lumped into those categories just because I've dated interracially, even though I don't disrespect black women.
Yeah.
Right. So, and people knew about our relationship. Like people knew because I was very open about
Yes.
it.
Of course.
Right. People knew how much I loved her. I talked about it. I've talked
All
to
the
people
time.
all the time. So in my mind, I'm thinking if people know what it was that she said or what said to me,
It will change the perception.
it will either change their perception of her or it's going to add validity to the argument people saying, see, this is why you don't do
This is why you don't.
Yeah.
And it's like, even after that incident, personally, I still don't subscribe to that idea. I still think you just fucking love or be with someone, whoever it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like that's just like saying, oh, well, you see, that's why that's why black people always go to jail. Like, I mean, she is not the majority.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, you know
But
what?
it does exist. People have to understand this does exist
For
in
sure.
scenarios where do you date out of your race?
Yeah.
And some people have these
And it's like,
deep feelings towards you. You didn't know that.
And it's like,
Because you fell in love.
And it's even now, like this is my thing. Cause I understand, like literally like after my brother passed, like the way that I started viewing us as like humans in life is like, it just changed so much. Like we're so complex. And I was like, you know what? Like even after that situation, do I genuinely feel like this girl is like an actual racist? I truthfully don't. But do I think she's very immature and hasn't like done the work to address it? Absolutely.
I was about to ask, do you think it's a maturity thing?
I absolutely think it is, because if you're mature, you would not be saying no. I have not done any of the work to someone like that. I don't care if you're telling the truth. Like you're not even thinking about like what that does to the other person.
How it's impacted anybody around you.
How it's impacted anyone. Right. And it's like, I'm protecting you because I care too much about like how other people are going to view you. I care too much about like how people are going to view me. But I'm like, why am I doing this?
I have a question. Have you during the whole,
Is this the first time you're hearing of it too?
in more depth, more in depth, during the whole Black Lives Matter stuff last February, March, April, June, did you guys ever have conversations about what was going on? And if so,
well, I mean, we had the conversations before all that, because it happened right before shit had kicked off. We had actually been having conversations like periodically throughout our relationship, not with shit that she said, just like black issues. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
Are you the first black man that she's dated that you know of?
Yes, I'm the first one she's been in a relationship. Yeah, in-depth dated. She probably slept. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, like, have you not talked about what she said? Have you guys talked about
the whole controversy,
the whole concept of what's been going on in the world?
Absolutely, yeah.
The perception
has she been
black men dating
engaging
white
in
women?
it?
Yeah, she has, and that's the problem, right? Like, she has been engaging. She clearly shows support online. Like, she does all these things, but when it came to me and addressing the work with herself in regards to me, I don't feel like the work has been done.
Yeah.
That's all I fucking care about. Like, I don't
care if you can do it socially.
I don't care if you can do it socially. I know that you're not a bad person. Like, I know this, but when you don't want to address the work regarding something that happened to me,
to someone that she apparently loves,
it's fucked up. And this is the problem, right? Like, I understand that I put her through shit that's probably traumatic to her because I was her first real relationship.
Yeah.
She didn't know, like, it is what it is. Like, I know after being in a million relationships that like the person you love can absolutely hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Anyone who's been in a relationship knows this.
Yeah.
she didn't know that until she started dating me.
Okay.
Right. And it's like, if I'm being truthful with myself, there's no way I was thinking about any of that stuff when I was younger, like dating her. There's no way I was thinking, oh, I'm her first real relationship. I need to like really think about like how this is going to dictate the pace.
It's like, it's just me and you. That's all I care
That's
about.
all I'm thinking about. I wasn't thinking about those things. Am I at fault for that? Absolutely. But it's like, I don't know what else more to say than that other than this is more go do the work if you actually care about her to go fix this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say? You said you're now slightly jaded towards dating white women?
No, I never said jaded towards dating white women.
I'm asking.
I'm actually jaded towards all relationships. And this is the reason why it doesn't matter what race you are. The reason is because until I said I need to figure some shit out on myself, I'm jaded because for two reasons. I just went through an experience where I learned that you can put in so much work to change yourself, to become a better person for yourself and for your partner, and it's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that makes me jaded, knowing that like the other person can recognize this and it can still mean shit. I was like, there's an element of my brain that says, why did I put in all this work?
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm going to move through like relationships now saying, I'm just not going to try? Like, no. I'm just saying it's made me a little jaded.
It's made you a little more aware now of effort put into relationships by the other person.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would look at, if you're in the same situation, not the same situation, but if you put in work to do something and you get a result of 0, you're going to feel like, what was the point of me doing this? I could have done nothing and got the same result.
Yeah, same outcome.
There's an element of that. But having gone through it, I don't think I would have done anything differently. I'm just saying it makes me a little jaded. Yeah. The other reason I'm jaded is this could have happened, quite honestly. It could have happened with anyone. It hits different because like it was an interracial relationship, but it bothers me to know that like something crazy like that could happen years into a relationship with no like, because I can honestly say that like this shit was a pattern. Yeah. You know, I mean, there were other things that were patterns, not entirely racist things, but it's like there are other things that are patterns, like maybe the relationship with like alcohol and stuff like that. Yeah. But that was worked on. Like I saw her work on that. It was fucking great. Like she was amazing at that. But it's like, why did that happen? I don't know. You know? And it was an ongoing issue in the summer of like the maturity thing, because she didn't know how to properly explain to me what she was feeling given everything that's happened. Like from the day that she had that switch in her brain flip and started processing everything, from the day that happened to when like I actually found out when that happened and why she was feeling the way it was easily like 3 months later.
Okay.
Nothing was communicated.
Yeah.
Nothing was communicated. I'm trying to figure it out. She's moving different towards me. Like, but I'm like trying to understand because I want to make it work. But 3 months have gone by.
Yeah.
So things have happened that are like making me feel ways now.
Yeah.
Right. So those are the main reasons like I'm a little jaded towards getting into a relationship, because I'm like, how do I know that like we're going to date and some shit won't happen?
Do you think that you're more jaded towards dating younger women now because of that, or women who are inexperienced in the relationship area?
I mean,
like if you met a girl tomorrow and she said, hey, like I really haven't had a boyfriend. I'm 24. You know,
no, I'm not dating her.
My first.
No, I'm not. I'm not dating her. Like for sure.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's a good question from Jenny, because I think a lot of the issues that you're saying stems from a lack of maturity.
Yeah,
like I think if you're with a woman,
that's absolutely what
I think if you're with a woman that's more mature and more experienced and more versed around, you know, emotional stability and emotional intelligence. Like, I don't think. Like what you're saying that you're jaded for, I don't think would exist with those type of women.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. Like, I definitely think it's subjective based on the woman, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that I know obviously I'm not dating someone that's that much younger than me for sure, for a variety of reasons. But I think that what I'm jaded about is just, I just don't like the idea of like investing all this time
That exists in anything.
to get like piss poor results like that. Like I've learned,
You
like
can't hold yourself back,
I know, but
though.
this is the thing. Like,
but I understand
yeah.
why you're saying you're jaded.
Yeah, like I feel like honestly, I've learned so much about myself after being in this relationship. I learned a lot of positive things, a lot of negative things. Like, you know, I learned a lot. Like I really did, but I just feel like this was the first time in any relationship I've ever been in where I was like, I'm only putting in this work because I could actually see us in the future together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for it to end the way that it did, that's what like irks me. It has nothing to do with like me still having like feelings for her, any of that shit. It's how the situation ended.
Yeah.
What she said to me, why it ended up the way it did. And you talk about the maturity thing, right? Like, if we're being real, a more mature woman probably would have broken up with me back when I was doing the bullshit.
True.
That's very real. You know what I mean? And it's like, maybe she would have, maybe she wouldn't, right? But I'm inclined.
But there's a higher chance that
It's a higher chance,
yeah.
right? And I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's because like she didn't break up with me because she wasn't mature. Like, it could have been because she just straight up loved me, wanted to make it work, even though I was putting her through so much fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's a lot of elements here that would have been very different if I was dating someone that was a little bit older.
Yeah.
And I never once thought about that once while we were dating, because I never like until the breakup, that was the only time where I was like, yo, you were showing your age to me right now.
Yeah.
You're showing your age to me. Like when you get up, if you get upset about something and you turn to like going out with your friends and drinking, that's not like an appropriate way to like deal with something that's bothering you.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I was younger. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a perspective. I think you said a more mature person would probably break up with you back then.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have blamed them for it.
Huh?
And I wouldn't have blamed them for it. That wouldn't make sense.
No, I potentially. But I also think had you been with a more mature person, the things you learned in therapy about yourself and your past and so on that made you realize why you're liking certain things or getting certain endorphins from people talking to you or whatever. But I also feel like when you're with a more mature person, a more mature partner, male or female, there's a level of respect that comes with it on your end because you're aware of what they represent, what they bring. I don't know if you'd, to be honest, have the balls to be fucking around like that with a woman that is able to
Brings
check
her
you.
game. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I feel like because you knew she was younger than you, and she didn't really
That
know
you
much,
kind of played
like,
with it.
like it was easy for you to be like, let me just like a couple pictures, let me just talk a little. Like, I feel like if a girl's on her shit with you, you would like, even though you had those deeper issues of like, why do I want attention, blah blah. You probably be too scared to do that. Like even
potentially,
if, like
potentially,
you
that
still
makes
be
sense.
like, I might want to flirt with this girl, but like, nah, my girl really like she'll actually
like
check
she-
me.
yeah,
I know
exactly.
she will.
Yeah.
No,
So you may be more, deterrent to do certain things because of the respect we have for a person.
I get it. Here's the thing. It's like, it's not that I didn't have respect for her.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying. Don't get me wrong with the word respect. You definitely respect your partner. I'll give an example. When you're in a room full of very educated and successful human beings, millionaires, billionaires, whatever, doesn't mean when you're in a room with other people who are just as rich as you or just as successful as you that you don't respect those people in those rooms. But when you're in a room with someone that expects a higher level and demands a higher level based on what they have already achieved for themselves, you move differently.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you respect.
Yeah.
I don't respect
Any
you
less or
you
anything.
less.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know if I'm in a room like this, I'm just like,
I need to watch what I say.
Can't just do certain things. Like you check yourself internally.
Yeah.
Not that I respect you more or less, but like I'm just like, I probably can't get away with certain things in this room.
Yeah.
That I might be able to get. That doesn't mean I don't respect you guys. I love you guys. But I just won't do certain things in this room because the energy that this demands of the people in this room.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you disrespected your girlfriend back there, your ex-girlfriend, but like you weren't forced to level up or improve because there's no incentive.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that. I just think that I feel like she shouldn't have had to have forced me to do that. Like what I'm saying is, like, I feel like I should have just come with that energy to begin with.
100%.
I should have been treating her better from the jump. It shouldn't have been a result of like her being this more mature person for me to like not even think about do anything like that. I just should have been acting that way from the beginning, because that would have been like respecting her. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I talk about like not wanting to date someone who's that much younger than me anymore, it's only because like you haven't been through like certain life relationship experiences. Like you really haven't. Like I was her first. So like I'm the first to do a lot of things with her. Like
I'm the relationship.
I'm the first to fuck up. Like I'm the first to do all the bad things in a relationship with her.
Yeah.
So now I represent that in her head. Like that's something I have to really think about. You know, like everyone has that person in their life where, you know, they represent that thing.
They're a model.
They're a model for that. And it's like, I might be a model of certain good things to her, but like I'm absolutely a model of a lot of shitty things to her. Right? And I accepted that a long time ago, which is the only reason why I put in the work. Yeah. You know, like I remember when one of my friends, like he went through a breakup with his girl, like, and it was his fault. We had no clue what was going to happen in that relationship. And I straight up told him, I'm like, first of all, like, you really don't have a choice in whether or not she wants to like get back with you or not. You don't get to make that choice. She's the one that makes that. Right. And I was speaking from experience. Yeah. Right. And then I said, secondly, if she does want to take you back, are you prepared to eat shit for like the next while in order to gain her trust back? Because if you aren't, don't even bother. I don't care how long you guys.
You're expecting it to just reset and get over it. Don't bother.
I don't care if you guys have been dating for fucking 8 years, 6 years. If you don't want to actually eat shit, you're not comfortable with it, don't try and get back together.
You have
with
that choice as well.
You have that choice. Right. And that's what it was with me. Like, I put her through shit. She made the choice to take me back. It was a repeated thing, but it's like, at a certain point, I realized, you know what? I'm actually willing to eat fucking shit for the next however long it takes for her to see that this is different. And it shouldn't have to be that way. I should have been like better from the beginning. You know, like that's what I took away from the situation. Like I recognize where I fucked up in the relationship, and it's something I think about because I'm like, I don't want to repeat this shit with other people. I don't need to. Like now I'm single. It's like I can say, yeah, I'll entertain this. Yeah, I won't. But it's like I don't need to entertain a lot of these things. It's just what I don't like is knowing that like now it almost feels like I have to be. I can't go with the flow anymore. That's what it feels like to me. You know what I mean? If I feel like I could date someone, I feel like I need to be
very active.
Yeah, I feel I need to be very active when I'm in the relationship, but I also, prior to getting in a relationship with them, it almost feels like I need to like vet someone now, like so fucking hard. Like I have to explain this lived experience that I had and explain to this person like why like it makes me hesitant to get in a relationship.
But that's fine.
You know what I mean? Like,
but that's fine.
Any girl I talk to, like, I feel like I have to say,
any girl you're interested in, I'd say.
Yes, any girl that I'm actually interested in.
But I think that's fine.
I wouldn't go in depth, but I would bullet point things saying, this is why I'm very hesitant on relationships. Yeah. And then it's up to her on if she wants to pursue that. Yeah. Kind of see the potential that you guys might have or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's fine. Because I think the worst thing you can do is not tell them, and then the woman thinks that this is a normal relationship she's getting into when she's getting into a relationship with someone who's definitely hesitant to do it. Because then he starts to internalize and think, is it me that he doesn't want? Is it me that is why it's taking so long? Because I'm not good enough. I'm not like, no, it's taking long because I don't want to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure you take that onus off of them. Because if you don't tell them, they're going to think it's them. Yeah. That's just naturally as people are like, okay, like, I've been doing the same thing I've been doing in my previous relationships that have got me to this point, but with this guy, it's just not working.
It's not progressing.
Is it because of me? And if you don't tell them, then that's kind of where the disconnect comes.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just
everyone doesn't deserve that explanation though, by the way.
Yeah, everyone doesn't. It's like you know, I literally like I've always moved in the dating world like not with
intent.
I move with intention, but I've never ever said to myself, let me find an Asian girl, let me find a black girl, let me find a white girl.
It's just whoever.
It's literally like what comes up. Yeah. Like if
you'll take whatever comes.
I don't discriminate,
right,
but it's like, do we actually vibe? Do we have similar interests? All these things. And it's like, as I've gotten older, it's like the situation made me think like, okay, obviously if I'm gonna date someone, I care about like the regular shit. Like, you know, you don't gotta be loaded, but like, are you fucking at least just financially like stable? Like, are you bad with your money? Because if so, out. We all got non-negotiables. But now I'm thinking other things where it's like, okay,
like culturally,
not culturally. It's like, what? It doesn't sound funny, but it's like, yo, like what shit are you dealing with? Like what shit are you actually dealing with? Because
like personal traumas.
Yeah. Because and the reason I say this is because when you get in a relationship with someone, you are not obligated to fix their shit.
No,
you're not at all. But like, I need to know what your shit is, just like you need to know what my shit is, because then we can determine like,
if I want to enter the shit.
Yeah, am I willing? Am I
able to support you?
Am I able to at least support it? I'm not here to fix it, but I'm able to support it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, looking back, I felt like there was definitely support on both ends, but this one particular thing, I do not think there was like support. You know what I mean? I just don't. And that rubs me the wrong way because it's such a loaded thing as well.
Right. Hey, Jenny, would you say you've had any issues? And thank you, Zamar, for sharing the story. Would you say you've had any issues when it comes to finding men that meet your expectations? Because I know we all have expectations of ourselves and what we like people to do and so on and so forth. And sometimes people meet them, sometimes people exceed them. Mm-hmm. Have you had anyone exceed your expectations?
Yes.
And what happens with that?
What happened?
The status of that.
Oh, we're not together now.
Is it because they no longer kept that up, or is
No. Just it was my last relationship that I was in for 9 years. And mind you, I was young when I met him. Right. And he wasn't like older, but we had a 5.5 year gap. So I met him when I was 22, and kind of in the sense, my first relationship in Toronto, because I've always been a very monogamous person, like a relationship girl. So I had relationship prior, which was 3.5 years before I moved to Toronto. And so then I met him kind of just like, all right, well, like, I know I'm a loving person. I know I'm a giver. So that's all I expected, right? Is love me back, give me, reciprocate what you can. I don't have an expectation with love. It's what you can give me. And if I find that okay, then I'm okay with that. I won't expect more. I won't push for more. But then he, for 9 years, was just like everything above and beyond. And then we ended because he fell out of love, which
so it was his side.
Yeah, his side.
To you were happy.
Oh, up until the day. Like, wow. I did not see it coming. It was blindsided, everything. How
did that affect you, I guess,
with my next relationship
moving forward, in terms, even like till now? Like, has anyone, I mean, we hate to compare, but at the same time, people make a standard.
Yeah.
If you meet something that has done something, they become the new standard. That's just what it is. That's humans. But
true. But I didn't compare. I don't compare relationships.
No, not that you're looking for another him, but has anyone had the ability to surpass their expectations?
No. And I think it's because of where he was in life. He did very well for himself. Or very early on, he was very successful very early on. So my expectations of just being loved and cared for and kind of, I don't want to say shown off, but just, you can come with me anywhere you want kind of thing. I've never had that before. Boys did boy things. I did my thing. We come together at the end. He integrated me into his life. Right. So I never had that before. But
And since.
Yeah, no.
Hmm.
But I also, I'm not looking for that because everyone brings their own thing to each relationship.
Something
so I will
different.
never hold my next guy being like, you have to introduce me to your friends and family right away because he did it.
No, of course, but you also have to identify things that you actually do like. Like there are certain things.
And that's where communication comes into play because I am very communicative. I'm very vocal that this is what I like. This is what I don't like. If you can't do these things or if you know you don't want to do these things, what are we even doing?
Yeah.
If you're not looking at the same, if we're not starting at the same level in a way, maybe a little bit under is okay because you can work on things. But if you're not looking for a relationship, if you're not looking to put in the effort that you can put in that kind of comes to my standard, then what are we doing?
What I mean is, yes, but what I mean is like, oftentimes we don't realize that we like certain things until we experience them.
Yeah.
Right. So you might be like, oh, like, I don't really need a guy to integrate me with his friends because you never had it before. And then when you experience it, that becomes a new requirement for you.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're expecting the other men to do what he did, but has that now become a new thing that you would like? Or do you not like, do you not need that personally?
No, I don't.
So you just
really
kind of liked it, but you don't need it though.
No.
Interesting.
It'll happen when it happens. But it's not a.
If it never happens, are you okay with that?
Like never meeting his friends and family?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Has it become a thing that I actually
I get
do,
what you're saying.
I do need this. I'm not expecting you to be the next
I do
the
need it
guy I
at
had.
some point.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
But it's not a requirement right away. I've seen relationships with some of my girlfriends where after 2-3 months, they're even questioning, like, well, why haven't I met his friends?
no, I mean,
why haven't I?
No, time. I mean,
It's
people like to rush things. I'm not talking about timing. I'm talking about the existence of certain things.
The existence of it, yeah. Okay.
We get to we sometimes are like, well, I've never had this before. And now that you've experienced, you're like, this is now something I do require. Because you've experienced, you're like, now I know I require. I don't need the same relationship, but I do require this experience with the next person.
For some, yes. For some things, yes.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. But when it comes to a lot of things, not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a requirement kind of thing, which
So-
a lot of people do. A lot of people have that checklist that they need ticked off right away. Or like you said, like standards, requirements.
Non-negotiables.
Right? Non-negotiables, right? Me, it's kind of like if we vibe and I'm getting to know you and we're talking and communicating and I'm seeing the potential in the sense of you're saying the right things. Like, yeah, I'm not at the job that I want, but you know, I'm hoping in the next 5 years that like I'm progressing, I'm growing, blah, blah. If you're saying stuff like that to me, all right, cool. I see that. I see the potential. But if you're like, yeah, I'm chilling, it's just a job, I get paid,
it shows like lack of motivation.
Then it's like, all right, then
okay. So we had a question about Valentine's Day and your perspective on it, and has your perspective always been the same about Valentine's Day? Has it changed? What has been your perspective about Valentine's Day?
It's not a big requirement.
It's never so
no, I've never.
None of your relationships have had to do anything for Valentine's Day.
If they did it, great. If you didn't, not a big deal to me. I'm not sitting here like, well, all my friends got flowers and oh my gosh, they got proposed to on this day, or, you know, deliveries to work. No, fuck that shit.
So it hasn't made you feel any better if they've done something for you on those days?
It makes me happier.
Happier?
Right? No, I shouldn't say happier. It makes me happy. Like, I'll be like, oh, he like really sent me flowers. That's so cute. But I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, he didn't send me flowers.
Right. But are you entirely indifferent towards it? So like, if nothing came and he made no impact or no gesture or anything that day, didn't even acknowledge it to you, the day came and went and didn't say anything about it, didn't say anything to you, didn't give you anything, didn't even address the existence of Valentine's Day even passing.
Oh, that would be hard.
Why?
Like, at least just say Happy Valentine's Day.
Why?
I think society has ingrained that into our brains. At least acknowledge.
Not ours. I'm saying you, because you're saying specifically it hasn't mattered to you, but now you're saying this is something that actually matters to you.
Okay, if you don't acknowledge it in the sense of even just verbally, Happy Valentine's Day.
Why?
I don't.
It's still a day on the like everyone knows is here.
I
don't have to do anything for you, but like
I understand that, but I'm really trying to find out why that even matters, because some people are saying
that's
like
a good question.
some people say, oh, like I don't care what happens. Like, so why the fuck did I say anything today? What the fuck were you talking about?
And like
How
I said,
can you tell me,
I
don't
think
care about Valentine's
society
Day?
has ingrained that into us. At least acknowledge the day. It's like saying, it's like your birthday coming and going, and someone doesn't acknowledge
But it's not like your birthday, because at your birthday, you're born with that.
You're born, yes.
This has been created by society. So I'm genuinely asking, because I'm like, I know so many women and men that are like, you don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day. So I actually want to know to the deep root, like, if someone lets this day come and go, your partner lets this day come
but I think
and
Jay
go.
answered that though. Like she said,
No, she's saying yeah, but I'm trying to figure out like why that, but not the rest of the stuff.
But not
matters
the
to you.
rest. That's a good question. I honestly don't know the answer, but I want to say it's because of society.
Okay, so bare minimum, they address the day, but nothing has to be done that day.
No, gosh, no.
Interesting.
But then
that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense to me.
Like we talked about before,
Why
I'm
am
a
I
giver.
addressing the day if it doesn't fucking matter to you? I don't understand this.
It's not.
I get what you're saying,
Like,
because
what are
then
we
it's like
talking
saying
about?
Happy Tuesday.
What the fuck?
It'd be like saying
You
that.
say I don't care about this day. I don't want us to
I
do
don't
anything.
care about the monetary part of the day. I care about the actual acknowledgement of the day.
Huh.
Right. So Valentine's Day to a lot of people is monetary.
Sure.
Right. You have to come with a gift. You have to do something.
Sure.
I could care less. If you just woke
It's not
up.
always gifts for people. Sometimes it's just gestures for people.
Sometimes it's gestures.
So-
yes.
But even then,
it's like, why that day? Why that day you decide to take out the garbage? I've asked you every other fucking day in the year.
Sure.
But this day, all of a sudden, it's my day. I get to sleep and I get to, because you're going to do everything.
100%.
Why that day?
So what do you get personally, like inside Jenny's chest?
Yeah.
When I say Happy Valentine's Day to you as my partner, what do you get? What do you
I honestly,
actually
I don't
receive
know.
from that? You never
Nothing.
thought like, what does this do to me?
okay, but for some people, it's just it's like a little feeling of nice.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like,
You know-
roll over, wish me a happy Valentine's Day, give me a kiss. All right, let's go on with our day. That's
Like it's just a little feeling of nice.
Yeah.
And what did I say before we recorded this? Like, I've never been okay. How do I say this? Valentine's Day has never been big to me because it's not meant for guys. Like that's what I genuinely
That's very
think.
true. I
It's not
agree
meant
with
for
you.
us at all. So
Yeah.
like when it comes around, I've always lived it knowing if I'm in a relationship,
Fuck, I got to do this.
I should
gotta
do something. I should do something
Yeah.
for her on this day. It doesn't matter that I did something for her 2 days ago.
Yeah. No, it means that much more.
Or we did something on
Valentine's Day.
Monday. Like, I got to do something for her on that day. Even if she tells me, like, I don't give a fuck at all about Valentine's Day, at the bare minimum, I'll say Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I'll say that as a bare minimum. And the only reason I feel this way is because most women don't want to get caught out here looking stupid.
Yes.
Right? That's it. They don't want to, like, you should never, rule of thumb, never make a girl look stupid publicly. Like, just don't. So it's like, if I don't say anything, chances are, like, you might feel a little bit of a way about it.
Okay.
I really.
If the day comes and goes and I don't even say Happy Valentine's Day to you, if I don't even say that, you might. There's a strong might there, but you might feel a little way.
Okay, so now thinking about it,
Sure.
and really thinking about your question on what if the day just came and went,
Yes.
no Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Where I'm at now in my life,
Okay.
mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything, I actually probably genuinely wouldn't care.
In your next relationship, if you have no
Well,
partner.
in my next relationship, I'm still the same in the sense of it's Valentine's Day.
No, I'm saying
like-
I'm saying because you're saying this as a single person.
Mhm.
So like it's easy to say stuff as a single person.
Yes.
But I'm saying if you genuinely meet someone you love and you fall in love with this person, then you're together, and then the actual thing we're talking about really happens.
I think I might
the day
still
comes
feel,
and goes, and he just goes.
I think I might still feel how I feel now because I'm older now that
Sure.
I don't see it as an important day at all.
Got it.
Right. So if my future husband was, and we had conversations. This is the thing. I will have conversations about this. Like, how do you feel about Easter, St. Patrick's Day? Are you that type that likes to go out and drink fucking green beer all day long?
Mm-hmm.
If he's like, Valentine's Day, like, I'll do something for you if you want. And if I acknowledge, okay, well, it's another day. We don't have to do it. You don't even have to say Happy Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens, I'm not going to feel, I probably won't
But you need to actually say that.
That's the thing.
That babe, you don't actually even have to say Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
If you say that, that is a completely different conversation than saying, I don't care about Valentine's Day. Because everyone tries to pretend like no one has feelings. Everyone just does this. It's like, it's cool to not care and not have feelings.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day. It's all like, but
a lot of times people who say that it's a defense mechanism.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
100%. But yeah, that's what, like, I completely understand what you're saying. And it's more like, what? Why not? I'm just like, but for me, like, I mean, I'm very literal. If this is what you're telling me, I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
And if I do what you tell me and you get upset about it, we have a problem. You have a problem, not me. Yeah. I'm listening to what you told me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say things, but they can't follow up with it. And they don't actually mean the things they say, and they expect you to play fucking
detective
scientist and decipher all. I'm like, no, like, if this is what you're telling me something to do. So when someone actually says, I don't care about Valentine's Day, and if the day comes and goes, I won't say anything because like, you said nothing.
Yeah.
But if you end up feeling a way about that, it's like, you need to understand if what you're saying to me is actually how you feel, is if you're trying to keep up some facade for either your friends or for socially, or what happens sometimes is, if your partner knows you don't care about it, then they will act like they don't care about it.
That is very true. A lot of people adapt to their partner.
Right? Like, someone's like, oh, what? Yeah. If a girl asks you, like, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day, and you're like, oh, I don't really care about it, then she's like, I can't now tell you I care about it. Mm-hmm. Because one, you're going to change for me. Yeah. And I don't want you to do that. Exactly. So I'm going to downplay it myself and complain to my friends that like,
I get it.
I wish my man did this, but I can't tell him now. Like,
I think
for sure.
I think it just comes down to like, I actually agree a lot with what you both are saying. I thank you from my personal experience. I just always operate like, none of this shit is for me. Like, Valentine's Day is not for me at all. So depending on how I feel about you, I'll do something, like, and how I feel will determine whether it's a grand thing or it's a smaller thing. Yeah. But the point is, it's not for posterity. Like, I'm not doing it so other people can see. So like, if you guys met a girl and she was the same way, in the sense of, I don't care about it. Yeah. It's another fucking day. Don't even acknowledge it. Cool. But then the day comes and she says, hey babe, happy Valentine's Day. I'd say, what do you guys do then? When you guys already had that conversation of, I'll tell you exactly what I would do. I would say it back. Yeah. But I'll tell you right now, if a girl told me, I don't really care about Valentine's Day at all. Yeah. Don't even say it. Don't acknowledge it. She said, don't even say it. Don't even acknowledge it. Yeah. Okay. That's different.
That's very clear lines.
Very clear. That's very clear.
Those are clear lines.
But I
can still tell you, I would have a hard time
not doing anything.
Not saying, not even being like, let's go out for dinner tonight. Or like, let me make dinner. It's an
obligation?
It's not an obligation. It's who I am. Like, it's how I am as a person. Like, generally, that's how I am. Like, I'm a fucking your whole love language bullshit. Like, I'm a gift person. Like, I like that shit. So it's like, you could tell me, don't give me shit. So and I'm like, all right, like,
but then you are doing that for you.
Yeah.
No. When I say I'm not doing it for other people, like,
no. Sorry, you are doing that for you. Like, you're saying Valentine's Day is not for you. But that action would actually be for you.
No, it's not. How's it for me? How is me doing something for her for me?
Because you just said that is how you are. That's what you.
No, but that's how I am with everything. I think if I love you, you deserve these things.
I understand what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, if this woman says, I don't care about Valentine's Day, I don't want to do anything for this, babe, like, I'm cool with it. Yeah. You're saying, I still would want to take you out for dinner to do something.
I said I would have a hard time. I said I would have a hard time not doing it. So like, if she told me not to do it, I would not do it because she told me to, but I'm saying that I would have a hard time. So, where some guys would be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it's not
they don't
difficult.
think twice about it.
They don't think twice about it. I'm saying that I would think twice, but I'd still not do it. I'm just saying I would have a hard time.
But that's what I'm trying to get. Like, the fact you even have a hard time means you're doing that for you. Like, you're doing that for you. Like, it's for
I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's for her. Yes. But you're doing that for
subconsciously.
for
You're doing it.
I don't gain anything from it.
Whether you gain anything from it or not.
How am I doing it? But how, what is when you say I do it for myself? I don't gain an ego boost. I don't gain like
ego boost.
I don't gain.
No, it's not an ego boost thing. It's more just it's a human emotion.
Yeah,
it's
just making you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel good
a psychopath.
to make her feel good.
Yes.
So you're doing this for her, but for your satisfaction. Like, I feel good knowing I can do this for you.
I don't like that, because when you say I'm doing it for my satisfaction, because I just said, like, I don't gain anything of it. I think, but I just look at it like you, like,
the word satisfaction. Like, the word satisfaction can be viewed in a narcissistic, intrinsic way, but also like, this is bringing you peace. Like, the fact that you're saying it's hard for me not to do something means that you are unsettled. You're uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm internally desiring to do something for myself to not feel this way. Right. So I'm doing it for,
but this is the problem, right? Like, I get it. Like, she said, don't do anything. Cool. I won't do it. But my issue is like, why on this day, but just 2 days ago, I took you out to dinner and spent all this money.
Yeah.
Right. And it was fucking lovely. And I did that because I genuinely like you.
Yeah.
Why on this day? Because I would do this any other day.
Sure.
Right. So the day means nothing. It's like, I would still do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, there's an element here of like,
well, you wouldn't have done it that day normally. You would have done it a random day. But you're saying
I would have done it every day of the week. That's how I am.
You're not gonna take her to dinner every day of the week. I'm saying
if I like you enough, I will. Because trust me, I will.
You know what I'm saying?
I got it like that. Trust me, I do.
Cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you feel uneasy that day not doing something because not even though she said I don't care, you're like, I
know the answer.
Go ahead.
But it goes back to what I said before. I feel uneasy about it because I have this feeling in the back of my head that always says, I don't want my girl out here getting caught looking stupid. Because even if she tells me, like, there's an element of my brain that says,
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Like,
there's an element of my brain that says this. That says, like, if she.
Probably from experience.
Yeah, absolutely. But if she tells me, yeah, I don't like anything around it, blah, 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 you better not be on social media all fucking day. You better not.
Scrolling.
Because I know for facts that there's gonna be, like, you might think some of the shit you're seeing is like gross or it's like sick, and I don't give a fuck about this. You cannot tell me there's not gonna be a point in the day where you do not have a brief moment where you say to yourself,
it could have been cool if we did something.
Yeah, it might have been nice. Even if it's as little, might have been nice. So I'm gonna give you that nice. Like, I don't give a tell you. Like, just let me do it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not for me. It's for you. The whole day's for you. What fucking holidays out there are there for us as guys? Name one.
Father's Day.
But when I
no one's father. I'm someone's daddy. I'll tell you that. Anyway, go on.
I agree. When I'm saying it's for you, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Valentine's Day is ever for you. I'm saying the act of doing something is coming from you for your to be settled with yourself.
Yeah.
I need to do this for you so that I don't feel this way.
Yeah, I guess I just think Jenny, you include, I think you're all lying.
And we say we don't care about it?
No, I know that you actually believe it.
Oh, okay.
I know that you actually believe it, but I know that all women, at the bare minimum, they like to feel nice.
Of course.
I like to feel nice. So let me fucking make you feel nice. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'll do it tomorrow then.
Let me make you feel nice.
Let me make you feel nice.
That's a good point on... Okay, so Valentine's Day fell on a Sunday this year.
Yeah.
So what's different with going out for dinner on Saturday than on Sunday? Now, yes, granted, the day society has told us, February 14th, you're supposed to be loved and showered with flowers and jewelry, blah, 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 whatever. But when it comes down to what is the fucking difference?
It's literally no difference.
There's no difference. So I've gotten to the point, and I guess I've grown to this point, that it's now just, it's another fucking day. Who cares? I can sit on social media and scroll through, and I saw everyone's thing yesterday. Like, oh, look at all the flowers. Some girls got flown in helicopters, all this shit. But I didn't sit there once being like, woe is me.
Yeah.
Why didn't Anonymous send me flowers? Why didn't I get a love letter?
Yeah, but you're also grown.
But
That's exactly it. Yeah.
I look at it, acknowledge it, and go, fuck, that's nice. Like, he did good. Shit, all right. Like, she got engaged, or finally he stepped up, or this is pathetic because it's literally... we've never seen this relationship before, but then it popped up on.
I honestly was scrolling just to see who could top everybody.
In a way, yeah.
I was just like, yo, who's doing the best today? Oh, dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty. It's like, I didn't feel anything. I wasn't like, oh, I need a girl to do something. I was just like, I just wanted to see who did the most today.
Who did the most?
This was actually entertainment for me more than anything.
Yeah.
Are you guys like gift people? Forget like Valentine's Day. Are you like gift people?
I'm a gift giver.
Okay.
I hate receiving gifts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm neither.
What's your love language?
Acts of service.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you can help me do something or you can make my life easier, I'll fall in love with you.
Okay.
But in terms of gifts, I
feel like you're the type that doesn't feel obligated to give gifts, but you do it for the girl.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's her birthday. I need to get her something.
Yes.
It's Christmas. I need to get her something
exactly.
to make her feel good.
I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
But I know you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
And I know if I know because I'm good at getting gifts.
Yeah.
I know if I take the time to get, like, I know you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of like, will she not like it? I'm like, I know I'll like it. Like, I've gotten women stuff from Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Before, like, most women love Tiffany stuff. Like, not all, but what that person did. Like, it's not, I don't just buy generic stuff. Like, I'm like, I know that person.
You put in the effort.
I know that person like Tiffany's. Mm-hmm. So I got Tiffany's for that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like, oh, women love Tiffany's. I'll know what you like. Yeah. I'll observe the type of stuff you wear, stuff you dress, what you like to do. Yeah. And I'll get something for that. Very tailored to a person. Okay. When I get a gift. Okay. So, like, I've never felt like I need to do it, but I'm like, she'll probably like this. Yeah. It'll make her feel good. Yeah. And she will be so happy that day. Okay. But I've also been fine just like, it's not about the gifts, but I genuinely enjoy, I'm a helper. Like, I'm like, yo, Jenny, what do you need done? Like, and you'd be like, oh, I need help with this. And I'll spend 7 hours with you with it. Yeah. Like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I kind of help and love. Okay. If someone's struggling with something, I will actually sit there for 6 hours with you until you get it. Yes. You know what I mean? Like a teacher, I guess, in ways. But I don't get frustrated. Like some people would be like, oh, like
why aren't you getting it?
No, like I will actually be like, don't worry, like, you know what I mean?
Get through it.
I don't mind doing that. Okay. Rather than like just buying you diamonds. Yeah. Okay. You know? What type of person are you? I'm definitely like a gift person. Yeah. Receiving and getting? Or receiving and giving? Receiving and giving. Okay. There's like a lot of sexual innuendo there. That's why I'm such a kid. I didn't laugh when I heard that. But yeah, I am. Like, I generally want to give people gifts that I know are gonna improve their lives. I don't care. Like, okay. I'm not like when I was younger and dating, I used to do the bullshit like, I'm gonna go to Tiffany's, I'm gonna go to Pandora, like that shit. Yeah. But then as I got older, I was like, you know what? Now it's more practical. It's super practical, right? And I actually don't care at all. Like, if you get me something that costs like $2, yeah. But if you know I'm gonna use it all the time, that says a lot to me. Okay. So that's a big thing with me. It's something that I want to do. Like, if I genuinely like love you, outside of like acts of service, that's one of like my best ways to show that I've been thoughtful about these things. Yeah. You know, someone will say something and I'll like write it down in my phone. Okay. And I'll think about it like forever. But yeah. Do you believe that everyone, like this whole love language idea that people have come with now, do you think it's a little bullshit? I think it's a little bullshit. I think there's elements for sure of it being bullshit. Because everyone is a little bit of everything. Yeah, everyone's a little bit of everything. I think they're literally just. I think it's just saying what's most. Yeah. What sparks you the most? What sparks you the most? Like, I would never say never get me a gift. Ew. Like, no, if you give me a gift, I'll be like, cool. Yeah. If I'm being honest, if a girl buys me a gift, if I'm being dead serious, I'm like, thanks, this was cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You're
really
not ecstatic.
it
It's not
really
going to
does
make
not-
your day.
I'm
It's
telling
not,
you, like, do I like it?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I got a new pair of J's. Cool. I tossed in my closet the rest of my others.
Yeah.
I still like the shoes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know I like them.
I think
But
it's,
I don't.
yeah.
It's just, it gets. I'm telling you, it gets tossed with the rest, and I'm like,
okay.
I might think about it when I put them on. I'm like, oh yeah, she got these.
Yeah.
I think
And
there's,
that's it.
yeah.
Like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's elements of it that are definitely bullshit, but I think it's the only thing I take away from it is just knowing what the other person actually likes the most out of it.
Right.
That's it. Because
But
like,
what if you meet someone and she likes everything? Like she likes all of it. And I ask this because I feel like there's acts of services, words of affirmation,
Quality time,
quality
touch, and
time,
gifts.
and gifts. I like all of that
yeah,
shit.
and I think like
Of course.
yeah,
all
but
of it is
we all-
25%.
Yeah,
to
no,
make 100.
I
we-
think it's equal.
yeah,
For me,
we all like. I think we
But-
all like it. The percentages may be different. We all like those 4 things, but it's
5.
like it just comes down to the other person who says, "Yeah, I can accommodate those things." If they can
if
or
you
they
can
can't,
find someone that
if you can or not, right? And that's like a big thing, you know.
Because you'll end up doing a combination of those things throughout a relationship anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna spend time with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eventually give you
Something,
gifts,
words of
yeah,
affirmation.
touch you at some point. Like you're gonna get a combination of all those things. It's kind of like
Well,
when
I just find it weird that some people hyper focus on that in relationships, and they're like, "Oh, well, he and I didn't work out because I'm a words of affirmation kind. That's my love language, and he didn't tell me I was pretty."
okay, so
It's like,
yeah, so
really?
that to me is a bit extreme. But I will say this
But
though,
there
like
are people
some
like
people
that.
actually live like that.
so
Yeah.
but I will say this, like the other thing I forgot to mention when I was telling the story is like when I think about all these love languages shit, they're kind of like a point of reference, and it's like you're able to pinpoint why certain things do or don't happen. But like you can be too extreme with it, like that person is. Like they never said you're pretty, and that like really fucks with me. It's like relax, like I don't have to tell you you're pretty every single fucking day. If you require that, you gotta let me know, and I can tell you like I'm not that
I'm
type.
not the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy.
I'm not doing it.
But
Very
like
true.
you know, okay, like for example, my ex knew that this was the type of person that I am, right? Like I like to give gifts. I knew that. I like realized like later on, like she was a type that wasn't necessarily like that, right? She wasn't, I guess maybe because of her upbringing, all that type of shit. She was never like great at giving gifts. So that's
Giving
not,
gifts?
yeah. So that's, even though that's one of my things, I came to terms with that.
Like
And
suppress it, like not have to care about it that much. 'cause of
yeah,
her.
I stopped caring about it, right? But like the reason I like it is because of what I said before. It lets me know like where it lets me know that you're being thoughtful.
Like paying
Because
attention.
if you
Paying attention.
Yeah, because if you tell me I show my love through other ways, but it's not compatible with like what I like, well, then you're gonna say, well, I don't like. I appreciate it, but I don't really like it. It's the same thing as the Jordans thing. I like this, but it's gonna go over here. Right? You cook for me, cool, but like that's not how you get to me.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think the love languages ties in with the whole maturity thing as well. Right. Like that's
why I do think it. I do like. I don't think it's complete bullshit. Like I respectfully, but I think like
I said there's elements of it, but
yeah. But like I say that because like how many arguments happen because two people are communicating differently?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very
right?
true. Very
Like,
true.
We're never going to get anywhere because you're always going to enter this argument or this conversation from
Your
what you
perspective,
think
and
works for you.
Yeah.
And you're going to talk to me, expect me to say something on what you would say.
Very
Like,
true.
We're fighting and arguing because you're like, I would never say that to you. It's like, yeah, but I'm not you.
Yeah.
So like you might take something with more magnitude because if someone says something to you, you're like, I could never say that to you. It's like, I can say that to you because of how I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not the way I view and the way you receive it. We're disconnecting.
Yes.
Right. So like same with love languages. Like if you're with a partner for years, you're going to have gifts, you're going to have Christmases, birthdays, all these things keep passing year after year after year.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing things I don't give a fuck about and you think that works for you, like you generally think this is making me feel good, and I'm telling you, I don't fuck with this. Like you're gonna feel like I don't appreciate anything you're doing, but I do. But you're just not getting the response that you're expecting every time. And we've been doing this for years.
Dog.
And it's gonna continually do this. Or like every year I get you something you don't give a fuck. It's like, no, I do give a fuck, but you're doing stuff I don't fucking care about.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
you know what I'm saying? So
yo,
that's why I think it is important, because like we need to understand what, like, it's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't care what you're doing. It's not that I don't appreciate what you're doing. But then you're doing it the wrong way.
But does that come down to then compatibility?
Yeah, like compatibility is a form of love, is a form of your love language and how you do certain things. Those are forms of compatibility
for sure. But then why pursue that relationship or stay in it for so long?
Because there's so many other elements. Like, I'm not gonna break up with you because you suck at giving gifts, or I'm not gonna break up. But it is gonna cause a problem every time you do it. Now, if you don't change, or if I don't change, or if I don't adapt, but one of us have to adapt to something we're not comfortable doing. Yeah. And who's going to take the L?
Dude, you fucking just triggered me. I remember some shit. Like, I told you this on the phone the other day. Like, I've made it clear, like, gift giving and receiving is like a thing for me. Does not have to be expensive. So there's no pressure there. Right. And it's like, you know, my mom, like, fucking is like, I grew up not getting crazy gifts all the time, but my mom always made sure I got gifts. Okay. Right. And it's one of those things where I get a birthday card and it'd be like signed from mom and dad, but it was my mom's handwriting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so my mom,
your dad's involved. This is me.
Yeah. She got that from her dad. Like, my granddad was just like, doesn't matter what it is, kid's birthday, they got to get something. Right. That's what it was. So I kind of had that ingrained in my head. And, you know, I dated someone who is like, didn't think that way, and I came to terms with it. But you're right, like, I noticed when it would fucking bother me, and it was like when my mom got separated from my dad, she moved into her own place, my fucking exes who I don't talk to, right, not my most recent ex, but like the previous ones before that, they all still talk to my mom. Right? Like, because my mom is she's a hippie. She talks to everyone. Like, she talks to everyone.
She's just social. She's everywhere.
She's just social. So it's like, I go to my mom's crib and she's like, oh, like, so-and-so got me that. And like, so-and-so got me that. Like, housewarming gifts, right? Because I guess they're just cool with her, right?
You didn't even know.
I didn't even know. Like, I don't talk to them. I'm like, cool, whatever. My ex, nothing. Didn't give my mom a housewarming gift or anything like that. And that rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know why. She, like, I guess she's not obligated to, even though
she's definitely not. But there's still, but something that matters to you.
Does your mom still communicate with her, with your recent ex?
Do
they communicate? I
do not know, but I will say this: when my mom did the whole separation thing, moved into her own place, me and my ex were still living together.
Okay. So then she knew.
She knew. Like, she was fully aware. She knew all this. She knew all this. Like, we were.
So that's a little.
That's weird.
Again. She doesn't have to, but what he's saying is like, this bothers him.
It is what it is.
Like, sure. I'm not saying you have to, but it fucking bothers me.
And like, it ties back into the maturity thing. Secondly, like, the other thing I wanted to tell in the story is how, like, when we were like officially, because of like, we've been broken up, but like, we moved out. Yeah. Right. I didn't have to do any of this, but like, I helped her. I got, like, me and my friends, like, we moved all my shit and her shit same day, right? Okay. And I helped with that whole thing. Yes. I was with the whole move. I really did not have to do any of that. Yeah. But I did, right? Why? Because it was decent and I cared about her, right? Prior to that, we were still living together, and you and I talked about this, the whole Christmas gift thing, right? This guy posted a question on our page talking about, like, if you don't get a gift for someone on Christmas, it was like a very, like, I remember he didn't post a question in front of me.
Before a breakup. Before a breakup.
If you know a breakup is going to happen. If you know about the
breakup, do you still get the gift for Christmas?
Right?
If you know the breakup is going to happen.
Yes. But do you still get a gift anyway, just because you love the person?
So this guy posted this question. Okay. He wasn't with me. Right? Like, I was still at the old crib with this person. Okay. And I remember seeing the question and I was like, oh my God, this is so on the nose for like what me and my ex are going through. But like, I was like, she knows that I'm probably still going to get her something, right? Because it's not like we were on fucking terrible terms. Right. I just dated you for how many years? Like, I'm not going to, Christmas Day is going to come.
Well, we're not together now. So
like, fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
So I got her something. She didn't get me anything. Okay. Right? And personal
acknowledgement, nothing.
No, this is what happened. I gave her a gift. It was a sick fucking gift because I once again I'm like very particular.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing her reaction, and it was almost like a oh fuck reaction. Like I know that she did not plan on getting me anything. I know that's how I feel.
She was committed to not getting anything.
Very committed. She thought like I don't have to get him anything, even though she knows how I am.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever. But then this is where she fucked up, right? She had said afterwards, she said like she actually did order me something, right?
Okay.
Like as a lie?
I think it was a lie because, bro, February 15th doesn't exist.
Oh, like you still.
I never got it. I got the runaround. Of like, so I don't even know what the gift was. I didn't care to know because it was the principle.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and once again, like, I know we weren't dating.
And it wasn't obligated.
But like, am I okay to feel like a little slighted by that? I think so.
Yeah.
Of course.
For sure.
Cause I'm like, like,
no, you have every right.
Guys, no one is obligated to do anything.
No.
Nothing.
But there are certain acts and behavior that if you truly care about somebody, if you truly respect someone to a certain level that you have been claiming to,
yes,
there are certain acts that follow that.
Yes.
Whether I break up with you or I'm going to break up with you, but I've been with you for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, I'm not going to say because I'm not with you, I'm now going to no longer care.
Yeah. It doesn't switch on and off.
It doesn't even make sense to do that.
For sure.
Like I can't actually do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the reason
I was so thinking about it, like it actually cheeses me so much because I'm like, hold on a second, like, you know what it was? You know what I got her? I got her a fucking iPad, bro.
Okay.
Oh,
and the reason why is because we both work in the same
it'd be usable.
Industry.
Yeah.
It'd be functional.
It's so usable because I had one since the summer.
Right.
And
you can take clients list. You can do
and I just remember hearing her say to me like, "Fuck, like
I wish I had
one, blah blah." And I had the money to get one. But I was like, I'm gonna save up a little. It's fucking COVID. I'll save up bit by bit and I get one. And I just remember like knowing, like even though we're not dating,
you're gonna love this.
I was just like, this is gonna be so fucking sick for you.
She's
like,
gonna love it.
And for you moving forward, I'm not even.
I remember I actually said to her like, this is gonna be so good for your business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what it's gonna be good for.
Mm-hmm. Zero
for me. And I'm just like, look, man, I get it. That's her. That's how she is.
And that,
do you guys still talk?
No, the last time we talked is when she told me, no, I've not done any of the work. And I was like, bet.
Do you view her as a different person now?
Absolutely.
And how do you feel about everyone now knowing what she did and now going to view her differently? Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it because I've made it very clear that this was never one-sided.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to provide as much context to let people know that like I was not perfect in the relationship.
No,
like,
for sure.
Definitely not. And I know that I said all these things to make it clear that I wasn't perfect and how long that I fucked up for. I know people may or may not just focus on that one thing.
Okay.
The problem is that like I don't feel like I should be obligated to like care about how people view her anymore.
Yes.
The moment she told me I have not done any of the work.
Exactly.
Right.
So then when okay.
Say what
so she like lied about this gift.
It doesn't exist.
This is like
that shit doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Come on, let's be honest.
Like, why would she,
how do you
Did she say I got you something after you gave her what you got her?
Yeah.
I ordered something for you,
dude.
This day
when it happened, and when I gave her the gift,
words left her mouth after receiving what you got her. The word said, "I ordered something that has not arrived."
Yeah,
but it's Christmas right now, though.
Yeah,
right now.
I actually gave it to her the day before because I knew all day I was going to be like cooking and doing different things.
So
right?
whatever
so
it is,
like,
should have been planned to land on Christmas.
Yeah,
whatever I ordered for you,
exactly,
should be here before Christmas Day.
Listen, I knew the whole thing was bullshit because I knew the whole thing was bullshit because when she's talking to me about like whatever it is that she got me, apparently a lot of people. I don't even like that. Actually sounds so fucking crazy. Like she's like, whatever she got me, like turns out a lot of people were ordering it during. I'm like, okay, there's enough of the excuses. Like I'd rather you just.
So then that was her excuse on why it's delayed.
It's
yeah,
delayed.
I would rather you
was
just.
it PS5?
Yeah,
I would rather
sold
you.
out PS5 that I still can't get.
You know what's crazy? Because I could get a PS5 today if I wanted to.
Exactly.
Like I feel like it would just be better if you just said to me, "Hey, like." I didn't get you anything because
we're not together.
Yeah, I didn't think we.
I wouldn't have been sad about it, but like it made me sad knowing that you had to lie to me about it. Like
she lied to you
don't insult
about
me.
it.
Don't insult me.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
Like, what are we doing
tell
here?
Me we're
like,
not together. I didn't give you a gift.
And this is the whole maturity thing that we're talking about with the age. Because like, did I have to help her move out?
No.
Absolutely the fuck not. I didn't have to do any of that.
Buy some movers. You're fine.
Exactly. Friends, go get some of your friends that you were hanging out with when like you were being weird with me.
But that's how you show you care.
That's how I show I care.
To the end.
Even
to the
though
very end.
Even though I know you and I are not together, this is what I do because I think that's being a decent human being.
You're not the fucking stranger because we broke up.
Yeah.
Like I broke up with you, but hey, do you still need help as a human? And my girl that was just my girl fucking a week or 2 weeks ago?
Exactly.
I'm gonna let you just move all these fucking big heavy boxes to your crib by yourself. No, you don't drive, so you can't get a U-Haul. You gotta rent all this shit. Like,
because now that's being petty.
That's being crazy petty.
You know what I mean? Knowing I can help you and I would normally help you in other circumstances, but because we're not together, like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many layers to this shit, bro. Like her and I both made it so that we could move out from our old place.
On the same day.
Actually earlier. So instead of moving on the 1st, we could move out on the 15th. And we did that so that we could slowly move things to our new place. Right. And then I was just like, yo, it makes sense. I'll get the truck on like the weekend before and just move all this shit. Double it up. Yeah. I didn't have to do any of that. I could have moved into my own place
and left her there.
Good? Yo, you good?
Yeah.
I could have done that.
Yeah, like I
could have done that. Yeah. She could have done that too, but the reality is it would have been a lot harder for her.
Yeah. And unnecessary.
And unnecessary. I would have been such a fucking dick if I did that. And I'm not a dick. I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
Right?
And then Christmas rolls around.
Zilch.
That's crazy.
That's a little harsh. Yeah.
You know?
But it is and it isn't, because people do better if they know better.
That's true. And like you said, she was not obligated to.
No, but I'm saying not even that.
Well.
Like she
didn't know better.
She didn't know better.
No,
like,
for sure.
In her mind, she's like, we're not together. Why am I gonna waste money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Waste the money. And that's when I made that post. I'm like, I saw a lot of people commenting. They're like, I'm saving my money, blah, blah. I'm like, if you love, this isn't about money. Like, if we're really, if I love you, this is not about I'm gonna save my money. Like, but if you're emotionally unaware, emotionally immature, you might be like, oh, we're not together. Let me pocket this. It's like, when I'm buying this for you, I'm not like, oh, this costs $475. Like, we're not together. I'm gonna like, it's like, I want to do something for you because I care about you and if this can help you. That's it.
Yeah.
The dollar amount is like, if I have the money in there, then okay.
If I have the money, it'll happen. Like,
that's all it's about.
It's as simple as that.
Huh.
Crazy.
I understand your jadedness now. I really do. Now that
you see, I forgot those other little things that happen. That made me jaded. I'm like, okay, those are the lasting things where I was like, yeah, like you don't give a fuck. And then when you tell me no, I didn't do any of the work. It's like, all right,
you're like, you're
cool. Don't expect me to be nice. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like, and that's the thing. I don't like being the bad guy. I don't want to be the bad guy because it's not in my nature, right? But like, if I see you on road with another guy, I'm not even gonna feel
any type of way
about it.
Right.
If you see me on road with another girl, I don't care if you feel another way about it, because you witnessed me do the work for us. Nothing happened. We're here where we are.
What are we talking about now?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
You said things that made it very clear that like, hey, me and you, hey, done.
Do you think, knowing her as a person, because you dated her for 3 years, do you think now she's put in the work to maybe acknowledge or find out why those racist remarks came out?
No, I don't.
You still think she hasn't
absolutely
done any
not?
work?
No, I don't.
Doesn't care.
I don't at all.
Yeah,
I don't. And what makes this really upsetting is like that situation bothered me because we have a mutual friend who like actually knows about the situation a lot, right? And I remember like, you know, what's weird is I know that she hasn't told when she talks to her friends about the breakup, there's no way
she's omitting that.
No, for sure.
She's omitting that.
You know what it is? Hold on. You know what it is? She might be telling that to her white friends, right? Because there's no stake in the game for them in terms of like it actually like you're saying, oh, you would look at me that way.
Right.
She's told. I know for a fact that she's told one of our mutual friends who is a person of color, but that person's dating a black man, and apparently like that's not really a big deal to her, right? That like this happened because if it was because there's
it's just a mistake.
It's just a mistake.
It's one of those things. If you
but
say,
do you think it's a mistake?
No, I don't. He doesn't. But I'm saying it's one of those things told to someone who doesn't impact them. It's just an accident. It just slipped out. It came out.
It's not even like that. It's like it's the fact that the friend had said, you both have done things to each other that are like unforgivable.
You can't just level it out like that.
It's not. Yeah, they're not on the same.
And I'm like, I get that, but it's not. They're not the same.
Right.
Like, they're really not. But whatever. Like, it bothered me that knowing that my mutual friend is dating a black man and like still leveled it out that way.
Yeah,
because it's not the same thing. So for me, like, I would be shocked. Put it like this: I'd be shocked to know. I would be shocked to know if the black friends that I know of that she has that are I'm also like mutual friends with. I would be shocked if they knew.
And didn't do anything or say anything.
Story.
Yeah, I would be shocked if they knew and like there wasn't a conversation around this, right? Like, because they know me, right? And it's like they knew our relationship. Like, yes, I was not perfect for the millionth time, but it's like that comes from somewhere. It needs to be addressed. And if I'm a black person hearing that, I'm like, all right, well, you need to figure that out. Because if you don't, like, this isn't going to work for us.
No, for sure.
What I was saying was a mistake was like, I'm saying black people don't view that as a mistake. We view that as that comes from somewhere. It comes from teaching, learnings, whatever, environment, whatever. But that told to someone who's not of color can be viewed as a mistake because they can be like, oh, like maybe you're just drunk and like
they'll be like, that's really fucked
like
up.
when she's telling her white friends,
like it's like she's like, oh, I said this thing, blah blah. They'd be like, oh, like that's pretty bad.
Okay,
but like
you were drunk.
You're probably drunk. Like
exactly.
And you're like, it's not just that's not just a I was drunk kind of just kind of came out thing, but it can be viewed as like, yeah, that is pretty bad, but like, don't worry, like you're just probably like, you know what I mean? Like,
he was so mean to you too, like it's justifiable,
it's easily justifiable. This shit gets justified every single day,
every day.
Man. Well, I'm not a racist, but it came out because just it slipped. Like, how does that?
How?
So then,
why?
So
where
then
does it come from?
My question is, do you believe in mistakes like that? Like if it's just a one-off,
no, this is what it is. It's not that I believe in the mistake. It's like you need to understand where that comes from, right? Like, I don't care if it was a mistake. It happened.
Yes.
And I'm never going to be able to unhear that.
Yes.
Right? And it's traumatic when it comes from someone that you're supposed to love.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, you can tell me till you're blue in the face it was a mistake. She actually didn't even say it was a mistake because she didn't remember saying it, right? She just knew that it was so incredibly fucked up. She was mortified by it.
But do you think she doesn't even believe that she said it?
I know that she struggles with...
Because she doesn't remember.
I know that she struggles with the realization of knowing that, like, she said that and makes her feel like she doesn't even know who she is. Like, that's part of the problem that she has to deal with, that she's talked about. She's like, it concerns me that, like, I said something like this and it makes me look at myself and be like, I don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, do you think that's the reason why she's not putting the work in? Because I feel like I think it is. If I knowingly said something to you about you being Asian and I was sober and I remember saying it to you, I'm like, fuck, like I should. And then every time I see you, I'm like, yo, remember I said it to you?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. And I'd be like, yeah. Like, I remember that moment.
You're acknowledging that you said it. And when I see you,
I'm like, fuck, I really did say it to you, didn't I? She doesn't actually remember saying this. She just hears it as a story from you.
There's a detached moment, right?
So I think she's avoiding even going into it because, like, I don't.
Because why should I work on something that I don't remember?
Yes. Yeah. Like, I don't remember this day. So, like, I only know this happened because Jenny said, yeah, you said this to me. And I'm like, did I though?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you did.
Did I?
Like, I feel like there's a part of her she's like, maybe you misheard me. Maybe like,
I mean, I wish I misheard her, but
I was
like,
about to
it was in
say,
front of
like-
all. Yeah,
I know you didn't mishear
No,
her, but you're
but-
telling someone something they did as a story.
Yes.
I know.
Not as
Yeah.
a shared experience.
yeah.
That they can be like,
That makes sense on why
I saw
she
you.
might.
I saw your face when I said this to you. I
Yeah.
know that. I know I hurt you. I was there.
Yeah.
She wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, did you work on it? Work on what?
Yeah.
Like, did you work on what I told you you did?
Yeah. No,
I don't even know
because
if I even
don't.
did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At this point, and it gets to a point where it's petty, where it's like, I probably didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Like, generally believe, like, I actually didn't even do that. He's probably mad that day and think, like,
Yeah.
she's probably
he
now.
thinks he heard
She's
what I
probably,
said,
at this
but it
point,
didn't
could
happen.
potentially convince herself that, like, this didn't even happen.
Yeah.
He's probably mad at me and now he wants me to work on this thing that I never actually did. So I don't know what he wants me to do. Like, I don't remember this day.
For sure.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's like that, because now you're at the impasse because you wanted her to work on something, and because she didn't, it bothered you, but she didn't do it because she don't remember doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
so you can't actually go anywhere.
That's
you
the
can't
thing.
go
This is
anywhere now.
speculation, though. I don't know if she didn't work on it because that's the reason why she didn't work on it.
Right.
I think she didn't work. She hasn't worked on it because she's too ashamed and too embarrassed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shame and embarrassment thing is going to come from it because she says herself, like, that's the biggest struggle from what I see for her is that, like, it makes her say, like, I don't even know who I am.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, okay, so why don't we like unpack that?
Yeah.
Because I can speculate where that came from based on previous conversations we had about certain family members
Sure.
Okay.
that she had that were like that,
Right. Sure.
Okay.
that she did not like approve of. So it's easy.
It could be something she heard before.
So it's easy.
Mhm.
I know it's something she's heard before, but it's
Right.
easy for me to make that speculation.
Right.
But it's not up to me to say to you, this is why you said it.
to put that together.
You have
Yeah.
to put that together.
Yeah.
But that's on your own time. That's not on my time.
So when it comes to saying a racist remark by mistake, is it forgivable in the sense of if you see them doing the work on, holy fuck, I can't believe I even said that, like, I need to figure out why I said it, and they actually put in the work.
I truthfully don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like my instinctive,
For me, it's a no.
yeah, my instinctive
It's not a
response is to say no.
For
Like
me,
my instinctive response is to say no.
there's certain people that will never happen. There's certain people who will.
Yeah.
I have zero interest in someone who potentially could happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just for me. Like, I don't.
So when you see these celebrities who say these remarks or whatever, and then 2 days later, like, they come out with the apology note,
fuck
That's
that.
bullshit.
you don't
It's
accept
bullshit.
that.
Like, look, the reason I said like I don't know is
Mhm.
because there were so many things that happened in that moment. You know what I mean? Like
Okay. That led up
when
to
that
everything.
moment was happening, I didn't know who it was that I was talking to.
Okay.
I only knew it was my partner because I could physically see her.
Yeah.
But the things that she was
You're like,
saying,
who is that?
the
It
thing
wasn't her.
the way she was acting,
Yeah.
Didn't recognize her.
it was beyond me. I've never seen this person before.
Okay.
So, like, I don't even like saying it was a mistake because that person who was there wasn't the person that I knew.
Got it.
And that person said that.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right? It said it with their whole chest. So then I'm like, all right, like, you need to go figure that out.
Mhm.
And if you don't figure it out, we're not dating.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
If you said that to me sober, there is no, you need to go figure that
it's
out.
just, I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
There is none of that.
Yeah.
I'm so, and I know, like, and I respect people, and I agree with people who would say, even if you said it under some circumstances, I would still say no. I get that. Like,
You're choosing to allow that to be different.
I'm choosing to allow it to be different in that case because, like I said, this wasn't I had a couple drinks and I'm a little tipsy, a little drunk. I've been around like white dudes who've been a little tipsy and said some shit, and I'm like, this is very different to that.
Yeah.
This is like, this was something else. I've never seen this before.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Well,
Do you guys face that a lot though? Do you
I personally
in
know.
Toronto?
I don't
Me
face
personally, no.
I don't face it a lot. I definitely
Like
don't
women
being
remarks?
racist like that.
Or even just in the talking phase?
No,
I
I don't.
haven't had.
Like,
I haven't
and
had.
they slightly, not full on racist remark, but like
Not
kind
at all.
of.
The
I
girls I
haven't-
talk like the girls I've talked
I
to
haven't
don't
had
do that. But
any.
what I do encounter is like definitely
I have
being fetishized.
fetishism. I was about
Oh,
to say.
Yeah.
for sure.
I
I
definitely-
get that all the
I
time.
definitely face that
I would
because
say
like
fetishism is there for sure.
for sure. Like I know
I love black guys. I love dark
Yes.
skins. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I mean, I haven't had someone be against me though.
Yeah.
Call me something out of my name
Yeah.
because they don't like me.
Yeah.
Or have you ever had you hit up a girl and she's just like I don't talk to black
No.
men, or I don't date black men.
No.
I don't.
No, that's
No, I
like some
mean-
high school shit, to be honest with you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, the fetish thing, I
That's-
fully get
The
that.
world's a
I
fucking
said
big
this
fetish.
because I dated.
The world's a fetish.
yeah.
I won't say her name, but I did this one Chinese girl for like 3 years.
Mhm.
All right. Super toxic relationship. Like literally founded on sex. So like it was very toxic.
Yeah.
And but like I realized when her and I were dating, like I don't know if this is the case for other races, but Asian people and black people are the only ones that get like these weird terms. So it was like yellow fever,
Yes.
jungle fever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black men are the only people. No, if you're not a black woman and you fuck a black guy, it's the only race where you get called Night Rider. Do you remember that
Yeah,
shit? Like
yeah,
we're the
yeah.
only ones.
Night Riders. It's always towards black people.
It's always with black people.
Yeah.
But it was when I dated an Asian woman, I was like, oh shit! Like we both get this weird fucking fetishism thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was super
It's-
weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah,
Asian people right now, it's weird for all of us right now.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different conversation. But
This was a roller coaster of emotions.
this is our longest podcast so far in a long time.
yeah.
Jenny's dope. That's why.
Yeah.
Jenny knows.
Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Anything with me? Anything? Any questions? Anything on my Instagram that's alarming you? Because I remember the first time I came on, you both were like,
we're
"Yo,
used to
what's
you.
with your Instagram?"
Yeah.
We're used to you now. We've been watching. We've been watching.
I like freaky
Watch it
stuff,
and
so
see
it's
it,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it is what it is.
Mhm.
No, I definitely want to have you back though again.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share specifically that you've been going through or dealing with?
No, like it's
Do you have any questions for us? Anything?
about men. See, I think I've matured enough in my years that like I don't really have questions on why do guys
Yeah,
do
you-
this.
you
It's more
understand.
just like,
Yeah.
all right,
And
that's just that particular person.
It's subjective to people. Yeah.
right? So when you were talking about your experience, about how you're treating your ex first year and a half,
Yeah,
exactly what I went through,
yeah,
right? Because he was doing exactly that, right?
Mhm.
Like I could tell him till I was blue in the face.
yeah,
I don't like you commenting on other girls' pictures. I don't like you double tapping on these types of pictures.
Yeah.
I don't like you entertaining in the DMs. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that? If
Yeah.
I'm giving you everything that you need, all the attention, all the love, like affirmations, gifts, everything
that you think he needs.
that I think he needs.
Right.
yeah,
Plus, for me, I have this defense mechanism where I just kind of overgive, right? So I'm giving you all this, but yet you still need to go to Jane Doe
That has
and
nothing to
just
do with
being like,
that
hey,
has
you're
nothing to do
beautiful.
with you.
Do you think I'm sexy? Whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
that has nothing to do with you, Jenny.
what? And I've grown to the
Yeah.
point now where I'm like, if you're going to do that, that's on you. It's
Yeah.
nothing about me because I know I'm intelligent. I know I'm pretty. I know I'm well-spoken,
Talking
whatnot.
shit, Jenny.
That's a you problem.
Mhm.
Right. So if you're going to do that, I don't need you in my life. You're like,
Yeah.
you're going to lose a good woman then.
I agree.
So when it comes to like asking any questions about like, why do guys do this? No,
No, I mean,
it's more just it's very
very
rare to hear
situational.
men
Yeah.
like, of you two acknowledging the flaws that you have or acknowledging what you can and cannot do, because men will not admit that.
Well, that's what I said from the very beginning, right? Like all fuckboys know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
they don't know why.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like,
And I think because they don't know why,
Hmm.
they deny that they're doing it.
yeah,
Like they convince themselves,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing anything wrong.
yeah. My ex was telling me for so fucking long, like, I don't understand why you're doing this.
Mhm.
What do you do? Like, you should not be doing this. Like, it was a repeated conversation. I knew it was a problem,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't like. I'd stop it for a bit, and I go back and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. I had to really like sit down and think about it and
Mhm.
like go to therapy. Some people don't have to go to therapy to figure it out. It was a byproduct. Like I figured
Yeah.
it out as a byproduct.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, like that's a thing. Like that's why I was doing that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know, some people, you know, we always talk about like those guys who they meet the right woman that like changes them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But they can't be with that person. that woman changes them, but they can't be with them.
They can't be with that person.
It's kind of like you meet people who are, it sucks, but like some people you need to be with for the next partner.
Okay.
You can't be with them. You've gone through too much with that person, but it helped you. Yeah. But it's also ruined your relationship.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've done too much. Like, thank you. But it's ruined us. It's ruined us, but I've learned from it.
Okay.
We can't keep doing this, but I will be better.
Okay.
I can't be better with you, unfortunately, because you've done too much.
Yeah.
But I'll be better.
But do you think that they could separate and then come back and grow together? Acknowledging their
it's like that's
faults.
like a years thing. Years thing. Because I was talking to one of my homegirls about this situation. Like, I had told her very recently what happened, and she was like, she had just explained like the whole maturity thing. She's like, I was dating someone who was like 10 years my senior. Mm-hmm. And when I was dating them at the time, I liked the idea of dating an older man because it made me think I was more mature. But there were like certain things that I realized I just wasn't there. But she's like, what's going to happen is like years from now, there's going to be a lot of humbling experiences for this person because they'll go through more relationships. They'll either find a really great one that works for them. They'll go through more heartbreak, different types of shit. But like, they may look back and be like, oh, fuck. Like, this person actually did put in work or they did do certain things.
Yeah. Just to acknowledge at the time.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So knowing or what you said prior that you won't date someone that's significantly younger than you now.
Yeah.
Is there an age limit for you? And both you as well?
There definitely is for me.
Yeah.
I won't go lower than 27.
27?
Yeah, like
26.
How old are you again?
I'm 30 now. 31 this year.
And then you're 31.
No, I turned 29.
He's 2 years younger than me.
2 years younger.
Oh, you're young, pup. Okay.
Yeah. Young pup.
Even 26, 27, I'm like, you'd have to like really wow me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now that you know or have been through certain things with a younger girl and you said that you don't want to deal with younger, what is your age limit now?
So I'm like 29. I would probably go as low as, I'd probably go as low as like 26, maybe 27.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the number. Like, now, like 26, 27. And that's like, you have to show me.
I would date a lot older though.
100.
Absolutely. I've been saying for years that I would love to have a sugar mama.
It's okay. We all want a sugar daddy.
You're laughing. I'm being dead serious.
No, I know you are.
I want fucking Gertrude to take me to the country club and show me off. Like,
why not?
That's what it is. You guys, if you see me in Greece one day on Instagram,
but that's the thing. Then you're okay being shown off and not idolized, but like used as a toy.
Yeah, you see me in Greece. Mind your business. Yeah, you know what the time it is, right? Okay, but like real talk. Like, I would. I would definitely date older because I was saying to my friend earlier today that like, as a man, when I like am with older women, there's an element in my brain that says like I gotta be on my shit.
What you were talking about earlier,
right?
So I gotta be on my shit because she's old. They won't. Why is she older fucking around with me?
Yeah, they won't let you fuck around.
They won't let you fuck around. I gotta be on my shit.
Okay, you would date older too?
I probably should date older.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I definitely all the issues I have are usually issues based on just age and maturity.
Okay.
Age, maturity, emotional intelligence, stuff that usually not always comes with older women. Stuff, the problems I would have most likely don't happen with certain women of certain age, stability, caliber,
everything.
Like they're just certain arguments that just wouldn't exist. They'd be like, what are you talking about here?
Yeah.
Like I have shit to do. Why are we?
Yeah. Like this is.
I actually don't even have Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be stuff like, what? Like,
do you think Instagram plays into that whole maturity thing as well?
I just mean like an example would be an Instagram fight. Like, it'd just be like, I don't care. Like, if you want to cheat and do some stuff, like, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
Like, they won't be like, oh, who's this? Who's that? Just be like, if you want that, just leave.
Yeah.
I have things to do. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Versus like running around chasing me.
Yeah.
Like, they have, you know what I'm saying? And not that I'm even doing that stuff, but like, their focus wouldn't be like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
They just be like, you making money? Can we afford this thing? Like, can we move? Can we travel? Like, the problems and the priorities would be so different. They wouldn't be, and their security with themselves wouldn't be like, I wonder if he likes these other people. I know he's around these other women. Like, I wonder if he, just like, go work. Like,
go do your thing.
When you're done, let me know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd just be a very different dynamic of conversation.
Very true.
Versus like, am I not good enough? They'd be like, I know I'm good enough.
Yeah.
If you want to fucking, like, I'm fine. I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
If you want to run around, do your thing, but not here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel
I
like
get it.
that energy would just make me be like, yeah, like, I'm going to have to, what are we fighting about really?
Yeah.
You know, I end up engaging in fights that I'm like, why? Like, there are important things we should be talking
Yes.
about, and we're fighting about something that's
It
absolutely.
almost brings down your own
It
maturity.
does.
Yeah.
It
level,
makes me
your
think-
intelligence.
Absolutely.
And then they get upset with me because I'm not,
engaging,
I'm not
in
engaging.
that fight. Yeah.
and it seems like I don't care. It's like, but I actually don't care.
Yeah.
But it's not that I don't care about you. Don't care about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
matters
it's
to me.
petty.
It's like,
It's
but why does this
stupid.
matter to
Petty.
you?
Yeah.
Bottom line is, Meredith, Gertrude, if you're out there,
Maybe Meredith.
just know I'm ready. Okay? You know anyone, let me know. Anyone, let me know.
Bob,
I may be
Richard,
young, but
Let me
I'm
know.
ready as well.
ready.
Let me
I'm
know.
already kind of up there in age, but that's okay. I
me
can
know.
be a sugar baby.
Let me know. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
no,
Let me know.
thank you, Jenny. This was really
Thank
dope.
you. I always
Just
love
let
talking to
me
you
know
guys.
when you're ready to change your username. Clearly, you're no longer crazy.
I already have it.
Tendency.
Miss Stable Asian. That's what it
Stable
was.
Asian.
That's what it should be.
I have crazy tendencies, which we all do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but to put in your username, I think you're past that.
Yeah,
I
you
think
think
you've
so?
outgrown. I think you've outgrown it.
Okay.
I think you've outgrown it. I mean, hey, you can do what you
But
want.
crazy is subjective.
It is. But I mean, Miss Crazy Asian.
It sounds like I'm
I mean,
off my rocker.
Huh?
Off my rocker. It sounds like I'm
I mean, that, but also it's like Asian, obvious.
obvious.
I know you're Asian.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Huh.
there's that. Don't need that to be in the username anymore. Crazy. I mean, I think you guys are all crazy. So
Yeah.
another obvious statement. So I mean, you could take something that's less obvious, something more unique, something more.
I'll think about this.
Yeah, let me know because when you change it, I don't want to be like looking for your profile. I'm like, where did she go?
Yeah, exactly.
Nah,
I will make an announcement.
Gotta pop up out of the woodwork some
Yes.
new username and be like, oh shit.
All right.
But
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you,
For having
guys.
a great conversation as always. These are always
Yes.
dope. We definitely have to get you back again whenever
Yes,
you're
for
ready
sure.
to chop it up.
But
But
anytime. I love
until
talking
then,
to you guys, so
go
I'll make
fi-
time for you guys.
go find that man that sets the bar, or he should find you
Like, I'm going to let him come to me at some
Yeah.
point. Right now, I'm
doing your thing.
I'm content. I know who I am. I know what I bring. I know what I can do. I'm not actively looking, but
You're open.
I see. I
Yeah.
see, but I'm not gonna.
Are kids on the table still for you?
I would be happy with kids, but if I don't have any, I'm okay because
Okay.
I'm already at the age where it's now detrimental to my health. If
Mhm.
I get pregnant and give birth,
Yeah.
it might affect my health.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's
Okay.
something to think about.
Yeah.
Marriage,
Huh.
whatever.
You're just floating right now.
Yeah.
I like
If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not sitting here stabbing myself because
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
happening.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is dope. How long is this? 2:30.
Yeah, long one.
2:30. All right. 2 hours and 30 minutes. You guys are still here. Appreciate you guys coming by and listening. This is the day after Valentine's Day. This will be up
Yes.
on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys found love on Sunday. And if not, enjoy the rest of your year.
Yeah.
There ain't no more love coming this year.
Yeah.
Maybe St. Patrick's Day we'll
Yeah.
find somebody. That's coming up.
Yeah. Until next episode, guys. See y'all.
Peace.
Bye.
Hello?
We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.